What up, Fightful fam, and welcome to your UFC 259 watch-along live stream, companion show, whatever you want to call it. Shaquille Majoui here with Jason Hagholm, the Canadians holding it down, and we've got a ton of people rolling through today. Sean Ross Sapp will make a brief appearance at some time. Dan Shapiro of everywhere from CNN to MMA Junkie will also be dropping by, as will Fernanda Pracic. Jason, how's it going, my man?
Going quite well. I mean, these prelims have been knocking it out of the park.
Dude.
And setting the tone for what should be a great night of mixed martial arts. We've had some of the most unique trash talking I've ever heard in a mixed martial arts fight.
We'll get into that because we got time for it. Yeah.
We've had two insane comebacks on this card with Kenny Njoku and then Kai Kara France. Yeah. I mean, the hype's real. I mean, 15 fights as well with nothing falling through. Dana White must be having the night of his life so far.
Yeah, I tweeted out there that both Kennedy and Kai Kara France cost me some money tonight, and I'm very happy for them as a consequence. The game you play, no fault of theirs. Congrats to both those guys. Guys, we're streaming today on Fightful Pro Wrestling on YouTube, Fightful Facebook, my Periscope, Sean Ross Sapp's Periscope. Thank you for the takeover. A little programming note. Moving forward, we're going to be doing these watch-alongs exclusively on Fightful Pro Wrestling. We're going to kind of remove the live streams and the podcast from Fightful MMA, kind of tighten the focus there on reaction videos, lists, fun compilations, stuff like that. Just help sort of further define its personality. I'll make this reminder at the end too, just for people who may not be with us right away. If you're a fan of 1-2 Punch, my live stream podcast on Fridays, that will be moving to Fightful's Patreon. So, you know, if you want to keep on watching, you got to give up the goods a little bit. Here we are. If you guys want to engage with the rest of the community, most of the live chatting will be happening on Fightful Pro Wrestling's YouTube channel. So if you're on Facebook or Periscope, hey, more power to you. But if you're looking for a little more lively fight talk, the live chat at Fightful Pro Wrestling is where things are going down. We'll be here for Dominick Cruz and Casey Kenney all the way up the main card to the main event, Yan Blachowicz, Israel Adesanya. Hello to everyone who's hitting us up in the chat. Nice to be here. Jason, you mentioned it. Tim Elliott, end of the second round against Jordan Espinoza. He's got a forearm grinding in his face and his nose and starts doing a little trash talk. And it wasn't what we would expect to hear in a fight. He starts accusing Jordan Espinoza of being a woman beater. And I got the transcript. So let me pull it up real quick. So this was the exchange. For those who may have missed the prelims, they were super exciting. Tim Elliott goes, "I heard you choked a girl in 2018. You little woman beater. You're a little effing woman beater. She messaged me." Jordan Espinoza replies, "Did she? You don't know the whole story." Tim Elliott still whooping on him. "I know enough." Jordan Espinoza, "You don't know." Shh. Fight round ends. In between, right before the third round started, it appeared like the referee went over to Tim and said, "Hey, keep it professional." Notice Joe Rogan did not mention it on the broadcast at all. I don't even think it was mentioned in the third round, so I guess the producers probably got in their ears. Man, what do you make of that?
I definitely on a card of this magnitude, which I'm sure is getting a lot of play, especially stateside. It's like, that was airing on ESPN, like the biggest sports network in the United States. And it was kind of weird because Rogan and Cormier were like doing their basic commentary, and then they just stopped to like peer in what Tim Elliott was saying. But man, like what heavy language to be and accusations to be pulling out in the middle of a fight. And I guess, you know, we would never have found out about this if we had fans, obviously, because it's an empty arena there at the Apex. But wow, like talk about not only not looking good in a fight, but now having your character getting, you know, accused of being, you know, a person that gets involved in domestic abuse. Like, not a good night in the cage performance-wise for Espinoza, but you know he's right now instantly getting this looked into and probably on the cutting block just for that alone.
Yeah, it was shocking. It was unexpected. And you're right. The cherry on top, ESPN, one of the biggest fight cards of the year. Got to be careful, because I will say, maybe that was meant to be a bit more of a private moment between the two of them, but you're in this empty arena where everything comes through to the television. If there's no evidence of that, I mean, Jordan Espinosa probably could find himself suing Tim Elliott for defamation. So got to be careful there.
But it was also just crazy because they the commentary crew just stopped to listen into this conversation.
I mean, it was jarring. I think I would too.
They're like, "Oh, let's get the goods on this." Surprised the producer wasn't to Anik, just talk, to say something. But no, we got the full goods of that.
Yeah, that was insanity. Shout out to everyone in the chat: Abbas, Ryan, Lily, Jonal, Gerard. Sorry, I'm butchering these names. I mean, I'm all mixed up as I'm wrapping them up. We got someone from Indonesia. Shout out to Abbas. Thank you for tuning in. It'll be a good fun. I'm just trying to multitask here unsuccessfully. So, bantamweight. We usually don't do the prelims, but Dominick Cruz, Casey Kenney. This is the sort of matchmaking I love to see. I think the UFC, for all the great stuff they do with their matchmaking, one thing I've talked about a lot in the past that I feel like they kind of struggle with is what to do with their aging fighters. You have a lot of situations where they match them up against like Matt Brown. This is my favorite example. Got starched by Miguel Beza. Now, Miguel Beza, terrific fighter, but doesn't do a lot. When you don't have enough momentum behind you to cash in on beating a legend, I think all it does is kind of hurt the legend status without really elevating the undercard fighter. So what I like to see are legend versus legend fights where people like Carlos Condit and Matt Brown and Dan Hardy can kind of pool together their name value for something kind of fun and exciting. Or pick your moments. Who can you feed a legend to that can actually use it to take the next step? Israel Adesanya beating Anderson Silva is a good example of that. This is the right call, I think, because Casey Kenney is someone we all kind of have on our radars as a potential legit title contender in the next year or two. If he can beat Dominick Cruz, you can strap a rocket onto that guy.
Yeah, we kind of also saw that earlier on this card with the Askar Askarov Joseph Benavidez fight. Benavidez, obviously, that was his second now. Obviously, the fight's over. He lost the fight. His second non-title fight loss in the UFC, which is crazy considering what the WEC was evolved into the UFC, 10 years ago, back in 2011. So yeah, you definitely want to see who you can give the rub off to it, to use a pro wrestling term. And I think Kenny's one of those guys. He's really proven himself. Obviously had a lot of success with LFA and, those 2 quick fights on Fight Island back in October, getting some good wins. And then now you step up against, arguably the greatest 135er of all time. It's a lot of pressure. I think maybe it could be a little bit too much for Kenny to bite off of. I did pick Cruz to win this fight. But if Cruz does lose, I think Kenny is one of those guys that you can be like, we've made the right choice, obviously. Yeah,
I agree. And here we go. You and I forgot to sync up because sometimes ESPN Plus is the whole ESPN platform is not the most reliable. We will do that in a sec, Jason. But I do want to give everyone a reminder. Just the nature of live streaming these, there is going to be a delay between when we react in real time and when it hits your feed. It can be upwards of 20 seconds sometimes. So chances are you're going to react before you hear our reactions. Someone is asking, and I don't know if you and I as Canadians are the right people to answer this, but do you know if you can watch UFC on Comcast, or is it I think it's exclusively through ESPN Plus in the US?
Yeah, it is. You have to subscribe to ESPN Plus to get the pay-per-views, and that's what they always sell you on, is the deal of sign up for whatever, $6 a month or whatever it is. You get this, then you have to buy this pay-per-view, or you can do the whole Disney family thing where you spend $129 to get Disney Plus, I believe Hulu as well, and then ESPN Plus.
That's insane. It's hey, subscribe to this platform where you then have to pay for the pay-per-view.
That's and they upped the pay-per-view prices this year, right? So,
all right. Has the fight started for you, Jason?
Just did, literally 10 seconds in.
Okay. Do me a favor. When you're at 4:30, give it a quick pause so I can sync up. I'm just a few seconds behind you. Dominick Cruz immediately shoots Casey Kenney with a really nice sprawl off the top. You picked Dominick Cruz. I'm going to go Casey. I don't know why. Maybe it's seeing this initial scramble, but that's my call. Are you at 4:30?
Now I'm at 420. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Let me know when you're at 4, and then I'll hit pause on 4.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 minutes.
Okay. So you pause there?
Yep.
All right, sweet. I'm just about there. I'll give you my little sync. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good.
All right.
All right, sweet. We're synced up. Casey Kenney, a little getting flashy there. A little spin kick to the body. Dominick Cruz just flicked that foot up and it caught Kenney in the head. I have someone in the chat saying, I hope Casey gets flatlined. Have to imagine he lost a small chunk of supporters with those Megan Anderson comments back on Sean O'Malley's podcast.
Yeah, it must have been weird, too, at the weigh-ins where it was Kenney that weighed in after Anderson. So I wonder if they, ran into each other. Yeah, that would have been weird.
I like Kenny's style here. It's not quite Dillashaw Cruz's, but it's enough footwork and activity that I'm getting a little bit of that vibe.
Yeah. I mean, Kenney, he's willing to go reckless, abandoned, but he also fights that really smart technical fight and just trying to wreck shop and get in Cruz's grill.
Guys, if you're on YouTube and you want to support what we do, of course, hit like here, subscribe here if you haven't, but head over to Fightful MMA on YouTube. That's the platform we're trying to grow right now. It's ticking up each day. A subscription over at youtube.com/Fightful MMA would be terrific. If you want your questions, comments, concerns, maybe you've got your own trash talk for us, leave us with a super chat donation here on YouTube. We will get to whatever you guys got to offer. Thank you very much. Cruz got a check right hand. Nice. Hey, so on that note, shout out to Chris Delinquent, who writes, I usually just watch Fightful on the wrestling side, but I love MMA as well. Who do you have winning for the 3 championship fights? Also love the channel in general. Chris, thank you for your support. Very much appreciated. Let's hit that in between the rounds just so we don't miss anything. But so Chris, we'll get to that in approximately 2 minutes.
Ugh, Kenney just throws with bad intentions every time.
Ooh, Cruz got a nice shot in there too. Woo. All over the place. I like this is the competitive kind of fight that I would hope to see, and it's nice to see Cruz can still hang at this level.
Yeah, and on my podcast with the Bellator bantamweight Josh Hill, I said, you know what? While Cruz didn't look the best against Henry Cejudo, and Henry Cejudo is an amazing mixed martial artist, but we got to remember he came back from a fight right at when the first UFC card came back, and it was kind of weird to figure out how you were going to train in a pandemic world, and now we've kind of got a blueprint on how you can do that. So that's why I'm also thinking Cruz will have a little bit better of a timeout here than against Henry Cejudo.
Agreed. I agree. Well, let's be honest. I mean, no offense, Casey Kenney is well on his way up, but it's not quite the same challenge that Henry Cejudo is. And while I applaud Dominick Cruz for taking that Henry Cejudo fight, and I get it, right? That's a big opportunity for him. He's so injury prone. Who knows what his longevity is like in the sport? That's a tough first fight back, right? When you've been as inactive as Dominick Cruz has been. So.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, you don't have your lungs. You're kind of just doing basic bookmark training, doing some runs. You really couldn't grapple or anything like that because you didn't want to catch the Rona.
I'm liking all the leg kicks these guys are throwing. People are asking what the fight is right now. We are at Dominick Cruz versus Casey Kenney, which is the prelims headliner. In fact, this is such a big fight. I only just remembered that we're actually still on the prelims technically.
Yeah, it's crazy. Our main prelims, I mean, just shows how stacked this card is with all the 3 title fights, and we have another big light heavyweight fight with Rakic and Santos. So yeah, it's a stacked pay-per-view. And you know what? I think it's good to have a prelim like this for a big pay-per-view too, where people know who Cruz is. He can bring some eyes, and you get to see this up-and-coming prospect in Casey Kenney.
Agree wholeheartedly on that. Who did you get that first round to, all things considered? I think I'd lean Kenny, but it was a good fight.
Yeah, that was a tough. I think just Kenny. I gave it, I guess, the slight edges because he kept coming forward and may have landed just a little bit of the better of the shots, but it was such a close round.
Agreed. Round 2. Hey, good fight. Good card. I was kind of sweating when nothing fell apart, and I mean that with no disrespect to the fighters. I'm like, man, it's going to be a long night, but the pace has been really good with these.
Yeah, only now 2-3 fights that went to a decision. Everything else has been finished and a finish of the highest level too. So they're bringing the goods for us to start out March.
Kenny did a great lean back on that head kick. Shout out to E. Spencer Kite, who, when he's not doing this watch along, he's getting on the broadcast. As always, I love it. And Phil Murray of Sports Center. Sean Sheehan, another friend of the program. A lot of good guys in sport. Kenny, it kind of must suck to be Cruz in the sense that everyone's coming for your legs at this point, right?
Oh yeah, with 2 ACL surgeries on both knees. Yeah, they're gunning for him, but Cruz knows that, right?
I love watching Cruz fight, though. Like, I feel like this style is no longer effective at the highest level, but it's just so him. And it's really nice to see it back in the cage.
Yeah, like this is a guy that, he doesn't have, knockout power, or he will take you down and control you with the wrestling and go for submission attempts, but doesn't have many submissions under his belt, but he just can wear you down and just break you.
Guys, we'd love you round by round scores. So hit us up either in between the rounds or at the end of the fight. Let us know which way you think the judge's decision is going. Yeah, and that's kind of telling, isn't it? The sport has evolved. It's always rapidly evolving, but I think we're at the point where this sort of footwork, while still perhaps better than most of his opponents, is the gap has closed. And if he can't rely on knockout power submissions, I feel like his chances of winning at a high level are kind of marginalized.
Yeah, it's tough, but right, it's Cruz, so you just give him the benefit of the doubt that he'll just find a way to either get this to the ground eventually. It's the fight's playing out perfect right now for Kenny because he wants to keep it on the feet and get that big knockout.
Shout out to Ron Patel in the chat, a big time supporter of Fightful, coolest guy in the room at all times. He asks if Shaq Fu watched Shaq throw down on AEW. I did, and shout out to them. They put together a good match. The table spot was great. And you had people complaining oh, why would you put Shaquille O'Neal as the opener? People are going to tune out. But what they did is they turned it into a storyline that I imagine would have kept the viewers to see who kidnapped Shaq. So props to AEW for finding a way to maximize Shaquille O'Neal top and tail on their show.
Shout out to Shaquille O'Neal for being a cool pro wrestling fan, and when he gets involved in matches, they mean something, not just throwing himself out there just for the sake of $1. Mm-hmm.
We've seen that lately. Bad Bunny over in WWE, Pat McAfee.
I mean, Pat was at least fun, and he cuts promos better than half people in pro wrestling. But yeah, Bad Bunny's a bad look. Just hey, we got this Latin America star.
He's a big fan, but he's a big fan. So
yeah, for sure. He's a big fan, but
I'm sure he's trying his best.
I'm sure he's loving it. And I mean, they're using him to get the rub over on Damian Priest.
They're trying. Yeah, shout out to Colby Faria. Colby, I still don't know how to pronounce your last name. Our wonderful staff writer holding it down. Go check out his live coverage of UFC 259. Someone has to come every episode and asks us if we're showing the fights on Facebook. So shout out to Colby for committing to the gimmick.
No, we don't want Dana outside everyone's house.
Ooh, Kenny caught him running in. Both guys good chins.
Yeah, that's another thing about Cruz, right? Like, for so many fights and hasn't taken that many big shots.
Nice little uppercut, just caught him on the nose. Faria, gotcha. Ooh, Kenny caught him good there. This is like, I don't need Kenny to win a dominant. Oh, snapped on the guillotine. He got the head in deep. I would throw a knee maybe instead. There you go. This is what I want to see from Kenny. I don't necessarily come in here expecting like a first round KO. I want him to solve the riddle of a former UFC bantamweight champion in a long extended fight. That to me tells more about his upper limit potential than same with Izzy Adesanya, right? Like it was, or sorry, Izzy versus Anderson. It was it was a relatively competitive fight, all things considered. But once you can solve that sort of riddle and you have all these other tools, the power, the speed, the youth, I think it says a lot about where you can go.
Well, yeah, if you can take a former champion the distance, even though it's a 3-round fight, and take their best shots, push them to the limit, it says a lot about you that you have the gas tank, because cardio says everything about you, as we have seen already on this show. If you got the gas tank to go and you can push it and handle yourself against, arguably a Hall of Famer, especially in Kenny's case here against Cruz, it says a lot that you definitely have a lot of hype that should willfully be around you.
Oh, we were asked to make. I forgot about our predictions. Give me your quick thoughts, because we're going to expand on them when we get to the actual fight. So very quickly, Izzy, main, co-main, Sterling, Yan. Who do you got?
Okay, so I got Izzy over Yan. I got Amanda over Megan Anderson. And I'm taking Sterling over Yan, even though that one's the biggest pick'em for me.
Agreed. I have it the exact same way. I would not be surprised if Blachowicz wins. In fact, I put it on Twitter today. We all talk about the Polish power, and listen, he could catch Izzy, but what I think is more like, ooh, Kenny's got a high-angle guillotine, but Cruz landed inside control. It's a kind of a weird position, though. Like, he's so low, he's almost in a half-guard kind of position, but
from the
arrangement of Kenny's arms are weird, too.
From the one camera angle, it looked worse than it was, but just from that angle, it's really hard to get the choke in.
Yeah. Yeah, Kenny's got the right idea. He's using the head for control. He's trying to control the head and sneak his knee back in. Adam Martin, shout out to Adam Martin, has a 19. Oh, Sean Sheehan has a 2018 for Cruz. I have a 2018 for Kenny.
So do I, but I mean, it's just such a close. Like that first round's so close, right? It could go either way.
Very interesting. I mean, hey, this is what Cruz needs, though, if he's going to steal around here. If it's as close as people think it is.
Yeah, for sure. Fight out of the choke. Oh, no.
Yeah, good idea. He's got to get to his knees quick, though. There we go. Good call. Good call. This is exactly what he needed to do. Every time Sean Sheehan is like the dissenting vote, I feel bad because I feel like he knows a lot more about the scoring system than I do. But, YOLO.
I just feel the past couple shows, it's like everyone just comes at everyone for their scorecards
so
very aggressively. Like, calm down.
Hey, speaking of WWE, there is a Booker T chiming into the chat saying he's got Stylebender to become a champ.
I can dig it, sucker.
I can dig it.
Adesanya, though, would have been the perfect pro wrestler.
Yeah, agreed. So John Anik, for those who for some reason aren't watching live and listening only to us, thank you for doing so. Apparently, at the time that Anik spoke, like 10 seconds ago, both men threw the exact same number of significant strikes. Kenny leading by 1 landed. So that's how close it is. Oh, he got him good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Kenny's moving forward. Cruz landed back. Oh, Cruz is winging, and now he's hitting Kenny a bunch.
Yeah, I love to see Cruz just throw those wing and punches combos.
You got to be careful with your defense and keeping your hands up in a fight like this, because even if you don't feel like the strikes are doing much in a fight that's this competitive, you cannot risk the judges seeing a shot land and think, that was pretty good.
He's trying to just rip and slip his Cruz. I think Kenny's gotten a little tired as we're hitting the home stretch here.
Colby says on the Vegas live odds, Cruz is ahead minus 375 right now. I don't know about that. I would chance putting some money live on Kenny if that were the odds. Well, I've lost enough tonight, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a nice takedown. The way he scooped that rear leg. That was awesome. This is definitely Cruz's round.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the most definitive round out of any of the rounds in this fight.
But you know what's funny? Kenny actually has the biggest lead on strikes in round 3 of any rounds, which is weird considering the way it's played out.
I know that's one of those things where analytics are tricky. Like if you're just going off the analytics, it looks like a totally different round. But when you actually watch the round, it's clearly a Cruz round.
All right, I have that 2-1 for Kenny. Cruz stealing the third. Jason,
I see some 30-27 Dominick Cruzes.
Yeah, guys, let us know in the live chat. How did you score that fight? Because I'm seeing all sorts of different lines here.
That's good. It should make for an interesting scorecard.
Wow, I'm seeing just about everyone on Twitter. I have someone, shout out Scott Fontana of the New York Post. He's got it 29-28 Cruz, but he gave Kenny round 3.
Man, this fight is one of the weirdest ones I've seen scored. Like so many dissenting scorecards.
Yeah. I'm the only one of my colleagues other than you that I've seen with the scorecards, so I'm about to be on Lonely Island over at MMA Decisions.
Oh, Bruce had to run to make sure he got the right cards.
poor Bruce Buffer is just getting dragged through the mud. Is getting outed by Daniel Cormier here. Godzilla vs. Kong is my kind of trash movie. We have 129-28 for Kenny.
Yep.
129-28 for Cruz. 30-27. Wow. 30-27 Dominick Cruz. He takes a split decision.
You know what, though? I saw a lot of 30-27s for Cruz on Twitter. I didn't see it that way. I thought for sure Kenny took the first 2 rounds. I was like Mike Bell and scored it like you, 29-28 Kenny. But I don't know. Like that first round was so close. Cruz may have done enough. And for sure the third round's Cruz's round.
You know, to be fair, we are also doing this watch along. So like I submit my scores for the clout, but I'm ready to be totally wrong.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes some of these fights just come out differently, right? Then you score it like 30-27. Cruz makes it look like it was a total one-way traffic, but it was much closer than that. just a really competitive fight. But, not a harmful loss for Kenny.
I don't know, man. Like this, like when you can't pass that measuring stick, you're gonna have to work your way back a bit. Like I don't think he's gonna get a top 15 guy now.
Well, look, he definitely burned himself out trying to get those big shots in the first and second round. He got tired towards the end, and Cruz is a guy that's so used to going the 5 rounds. Like 3-round fight for him is just like a walk in the park. But I don't know. I still don't think he gets too hurt. Maybe not a top 15 guy, but I don't think you can get hurt for losing a split decision to Dominick Cruz.
I gotta give a shout out to Chris Delinquent for doubling up on the super chats. Thank you very much, Chris. He's gonna go check out the main card on his phone after, but he wants to know if Khabib actually doesn't come. Guys, he is not coming back. It's just Dana insisting on it. But if Khabib actually doesn't come back, who should be for the lightweight title? I would say Poirier versus Oliveira. Honestly, I think Dustin Poirier just deserves to have the title. Put Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira in a number 1 contenders match. How would you sort of? But we're gonna get Poirier McGregor 3 at this point. So I guess that would have to be for the lightweight title in that case, even though McGregor doesn't deserve the shot. What's your perfect scenario, and then what's your realistic scenario?
My perfect scenario would be Poirier Chandler, just because they fought on the same card. Chandler really looked great. He deserved. I mean, obviously Dustin Poirier doesn't feel like he deserves it, but the way the UFC rolled out the red carpet for him, I'd give it to him. Poirier has to fight for the title, wherever it is. You have to let Poirier fight for the title, just on his strength of schedule, and now just knocking out Conor McGregor. But knowing the UFC and all this chatter that's going on social media from Poirier and Conor, they're fighting for the title in July, if anything, or an interim title.
Now, while I do disagree with a lot of Dana White's business practices, I do want to take a moment and shout out the UFC because, look, Dana White publicly could be a little prickly at times. We've seen it, but his staff are just the most terrific people. I've had nothing but wonderful experiences with the UFC, and it appears that there's a fan, I think his name is Jay, a big pro wrestling fan, well known in the pro wrestling community, who's got some really serious health complications right now. He's in ICU, he's being transported, and he wanted to watch the fights today and couldn't do so, and the UFC hooked him up with free access for the fights tonight. So I got to give credit to the UFC where credit is due. Good job, Jay. We're all with you. We hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, that's really cool. Good for the UFC. And thoughts are with you, Jay, during these tough times for you. And get better, dude.
Yes, 100%. All right, let's run through it real quick. Give me your main card predictions, top to bottom.
Main card predictions from top to bottom. So I said Adesanya. I said Nunes. I said Sterling. I'm going Makhachev. I mean, no disrespect to Dober. I mean, Dober could pull off the upset, but the hype around Makhachev, they're already proclaiming him Khabib 2.0. And I did pick Rakic over Santos.
Wow, those are my exact picks.
Yeah, see, we're on the same wavelength. It's that Canadian bond.
Facts. Right, sorry, I just got to get this graphic up real quick. Multitasking unsuccessfully. Right. Did you hear? We were kind of busy talking there. Did you hear who the call out was?
Did not. I actually had Cruz's post fight on mute. So as we were,
I'm guessing it was Keith Peterson.
Yeah, in a drink off.
Yeah, if you're in the chat, let us know what was the call out because we did miss it, unfortunately. I have heard some complaints about it, so I'd like to know what the deal is there. And I think Colby in the chat, if I'm not mistaken, just wants to brag about his 8-2 run on the picks. Say, Colby, if you're going to keep doing this, we might as well have you write up a prediction story article for us every week. So let me know if you want to add that to your already excessive workload. All right, I'm almost done not paying attention.
Hans Molkamp.
And hey, you got people in the chat agreeing with you that Chandler Poirier looks like the right call. Folks, if you want to get your questions, comments, concerns read, a little super chat donation, leave $1, leave $1,000. I got my preference, but it's all good. Here we go, man. Main card kicking off. We've got the exact same prediction, so that's boring, but it is what it is, you know.
But also unprecedented. Like last time I was on here, we disagreed on the main event of Poirier and McGregor. I believe we had Poirier, but it was the Chandler fight, I think. You had Hooker, and I had Chandler.
Hooker. I have never been more happy to be wrong, and that's no disrespect to Dan Hooker. I just love a little bit of chaos, and Michael Chandler injecting himself, that sounds gross, into the lightweight division is my kind of chaos.
I cut a great Ric Flair promo, too, afterwards.
He cut a good Ric Flair promo.
For a guy that didn't watch wrestling and just found out about it through Ariel and DC and Helwani, like, I gave him a lot of props.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it, dude. All right, cool. All right, I am just making sure. We might have to resync a little bit because I got so caught up here, but I think we're good. But we'll see.
We'll definitely discuss like resyncing when we get to the first fight.
Yes. Dude, this is such a good card. I'm getting jittery. I'm getting excited. Someone in the chat wants to know what time does the fight. Actually, I'm going to say it in his words. What time the fight start, dog? They start right now, bro. So main card, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern is the start time. They usually allocate about 30 minutes to each fight. So that means we're going to see Santos versus Rakic start very soon. Expect they're about 10 minutes behind, but then we'd expect Dober versus Makhachev at about 10:30 Eastern, and then it would be Yan Sterling at 11 Eastern, 11:30 for Anderson Nunes, and then midnight. Oof, it's gonna be a long night for Izzy versus Yan.
Well, yeah, you know the UFC is gonna get this Santos Rakic fight out as fast as they can because of the bad luck they have had with UFC 33 and the 3 title fights there that went to decision, and they ran over their pay-per-view window back in, I mean, that's 2001, now 20 years ago. But I know Dana thought that was like the worst night and could have killed the company. So I'm always surprised when they bring back 3 title fights because of just the stain that left on him. But here we are. But like what 3 title fights, and 3 title fights that may not even see all 5 rounds.
Oh, man, I had this debate with Dan Levy of Best Fight Picks on last week's episode of 1-2 Punch, which is when you compare this to, I think it was UFC 217, that was Michael Bisping versus George St. Pierre. You also had Cody Garbrandt versus Dillashaw, as well as Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Rose Namajunas. How do they kind of stack up? I think he preferred this one. But what I love about 3 title fights like this is there's a purpose to each of them. I'm sure you and I have talked about this before. I speak about it ad nauseum. When we say that like a fight card is underwhelming, we mean no disrespect to the fighters involved. It's only to say that, especially when you cover the sport week to week to week, you kind of want a little more to bite into than just fighter A fights fighter B. Obviously, there's a lot of the line for these guys. There's money, their health, their career. But for me as a viewer, I like when there's something more to digest, and this card has that. You have a super fight between Israel Adesanya, who, if he wins this, we're talking superstar status.
We're talking greatest of all time status.
Yeah.
Undefeated 2 division champion, and the potential to go up to heavyweight to be the first 3 division champion.
Bro, it's insane. And then you have Jan Blachowicz, remarkable. If he beats Israel Adesanya, we're talking about a guy who at one point was kind of on death's door in terms of his professional career. And the way he's had this late career spark roared back to life to become champion. And if he is the guy to give Izzy his first L, I know you're going to kind of be like, oh, well, you know, Izzy's a middleweight. It happens. But dude, Jan Blachowicz, that is as good as anyone can expect when you're at a point in your career where you lost 4 or 5, including a decision to Patrick Cummins. That is insane.
Yeah.
That is so insane.
Yeah, like 2-4 in the UFC. Those are guys that are definitely getting their pink slips writ up where you need to have a big performance and come through. But for me, Blachowicz, his career, or Blachowicz, excuse me, his career turned around on the Rockhold fight, where if you remember the embeddeds, it was like Rockhold was just thinking he was going to walk right over this guy. This guy's struggling. You know, I'm a former champion at middleweight. I'm going to be the guy now here at 205. And they got in the clinch and they broke, and a big left hook rocked, and looked like Rockhold had a long night of drinking when he woke up. But yeah, crazy knockout. And then you come out and, you know, Blachowicz is the guy that we've just been writing off forever, right? Like, he shouldn't be in the UFC. He shouldn't even win the title fight. Like, he didn't get the big opportunities. Was supposed to get Jones. Then Jones is moving up to heavyweight. So, you know what? If he then does this, like, we can never count this man out again.
Yeah, there's something weird about it. Like, Jan Blachowicz and Stipe Miocic are two guys that for a long time I just gravitated towards as fighters. And I don't know what it was. It wasn't necessarily that they had, you know, the best charisma. They don't. The best, the most exciting fight style, they do to a degree, but I don't think it stands out in comparison to a lot of their peers. But there's just something about these two guys that I always really liked. Maybe it was the idea that they were constantly being underappreciated as fighters. To see them at this level is awesome. To see him fight Israel Adesanya, who, full disclosure, is my favorite fighter right now, is a hard pill to swallow. I don't want to see either guys lose. And we're talking about the sort of stakes here. That goes to the women's fight too, because you have Amanda Nunes continuing her legacy as the female GOAT, and without a doubt, one of the best women, the female GOAT, and arguably the GOAT all around. And speaking of female GOATs and all around GOATs in the media space, great timing. Fernanda Pracic, how are you doing?
God, that was the best introduction. I love it.
Hey, well, you timed this perfectly. Now I'm gonna have to awkwardly readjust everything here. Give me one moment.
Yeah, me too.
There we go. There we go. Thanks for tuning in. Have you been watching the fights, Fernanda?
Yes, I have. The last one I wasn't paying like super close attention, the Dominick Cruz one, because I felt like I didn't have the emotional capacity
to watch another legend lose.
Yeah, like Dominick Cruz losing would have been, I think, like just the final drop in a bucket of sad. So, but I'm glad he won. So that was
Dominick Cruz got the W, and Megan Anderson fans worldwide were cheering. So, love to see it for that.
And you know, fans of like just common sense in general, I think. Nothing against Casey Kenney, but as a person in general, because I don't know him, but he was just incredibly unfortunate in his remarks. So
I like the way you put it. We'll leave it there. Something that is quite fortunate is the super chat donation we got from Marco Dominguez. Thank you so much. Think Adesanya can still campaign for the Jones fight if he fails to win the title tonight. I think that's an eventuality, but I talked to Dan about this on Friday's live stream. If Israel Adesanya becomes a 2-division champion and then John Jones manages to win the heavyweight title, we are talking about the biggest fight of all time in this sport. 2-division champion Israel Adesanya, John Jones, heavyweight champ who vacated the light heavyweight title. There is a rivalry built in. That's the biggest fight we've ever had, right?
Well, and two guys that are undefeated. Like, sure, Jones has a loss, but are we really counting that Matt Hamill loss as a loss? But yeah, two guys that are talking themselves up on Twitter that don't seem to like each other. And just like the history factor, because Adesanya, if he won, would be the first 3-division champion in the UFC. Like, that's just insane.
I feel weird about that fight taking a place at heavyweight, though. I would like to see it light heavy. It seems weird for a middleweight champion to go all the way up to heavyweight when the heavyweight champion could meet him in the middle.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, honestly, I think Israel was one of those guys, like, he's big enough that it wouldn't look so fucking weird, but still, like, it doesn't really make sense in my head. I haven't given up on this fight yet against my best judgment, but I do that in order. I'm holding you. I even did like a full-on post earlier when the year was starting of like things I'm just gonna hold on to and let myself believe. and this fight is one of them. But I see it taking place at light heavy. I don't really see it taking place at heavy.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd be the most comfortable with. But man, I think to answer Marco's question, you guys let me know what you think. That fight, win, lose, draw for either man is an eventuality. There's just too much money to be made. We're gonna see that fight at some point, but I hope selfishly that we see both guys at their absolute peak, because it's just gonna be bonkers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know UFC doesn't do the Super Bowl weekend cards, but if they ever were to come back and do those big Super Bowl weekend pay-per-views, that's the fight I would like to have then, because, you know, as we were talking about which weight class this would be in, that's going to be the thing that holds John Jones up. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to have to go down and fight this guy that's a light heavyweight, was a middleweight. Like, that's going to be the thing.
I think the thing with losses there is just that, I think both guys are aware of how big this fight would be, so they would probably ask for a considerable amount of money to make it happen. And with the loss, the UFC could, argue otherwise, or try to squeeze a little bit of money out of them. And that to me would probably be the impediment more than the loss itself, but just the fact that the negotiations wouldn't be as simple, I guess. And after we never got GSP and Anderson, this is just... it's where my mind always goes. We didn't get that one. So even just such easy and great fights to make might end up slipping us. But I still have hopes that this one's going to happen.
Please. Blasphemy. Shout out to our staff writer, Colby, who says, none of this matters. Polish power, baby.
Polish power. I am a big Blachowicz fan, though. So... that tonight is a sad one for me, because I like them both so much.
Nanda, can I call you out again? Can we just make this a recurring theme?
Because I didn't send you my picks, or
no? I decided I'm not gonna harass you about that. But did you guys guys go check out the podcast at Fanbite? Nanda does great work over there. You had me on your podcast, and of all the fun we had for an hour plus, did you have to pick the clip that's going to get me banned from all future UFC events?
Okay, so...
This is me telling people to stop listening to Dana White.
I don't pick the clips, or I don't have anything to do with that. It's a mystery to me too what's going to end up in the air. And usually I like that, because I like the clip to be something that our producer or somebody who isn't that in the MMA world find interesting, right? So usually that's why I like not having anything to do with the clip, because to me it seems like the kind of thing that a person who has no idea necessarily what we're talking about is going to find interesting. When that clip made it, I was like, but if you had told me you didn't like it, we could have pulled it maybe. I never had that situation.
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally fine with it.
But it was, I legit, my mind was the same way. I'm of all the several things we discussed in this podcast, this is the one low-key controversial thing that was said, and it made it. So
yeah, no, I'm just teasing. It's all good. Hey, shout out to your producer though, because my audio sounded sublime. Yeah.
He's amazing. Jordan is an angel sent from, if I believed in angels in heaven. Yes, he's really fucking good.
Let's stay away from this topic for the remainder of the life. Yeah, guys, here we are. Nando, we have Jason and I are both in agreement. We think Rakic is going to take this. What is your quick pick here? Since you're not going to send them to me, you might as well tell me live.
Why do you want to hurt me though? Why do you want to make me sad? I don't like this. I reject. I just, my hit is my personal favorite forever. So, I am leaning towards you guys, but I reject this reality, and I will substitute it with my reality, which is that Thiago is gonna knock him out within 25 seconds. No, not convincing.
I'd be okay with that if that happened. I mean, that'd be just the perfect way to start the show.
I don't think this was a great fight for Thiago to take after Glover. In answering your question, yeah, my heart wants what it wants, but I have like also a sinking feeling that Rakic is gonna get it done.
So I just want to give a quick update, guys, on the Tim Elliott, Jordan Espinosa thing. Espinosa's manager, Brian Hamper, issued a statement to MMA Junkie. He said, "We will not be commenting on Tim Elliott's accusations. It is extremely unfortunate that an athlete who has no information of the situation is given a platform to recklessly slander another athlete with no credible information other than a message. It sets a dangerous precedent, allowing this type of behavior to make headlines. Words matter." This is what we were saying, Jason, right? Like, I'm sure Tim didn't mean for the world to hear, but there's no crowd. The mics are hot. If this turns out to be untrue or there's no evidence to support it, you could be looking at legal action. Elliott in his post-fight comment said, "I didn't say that for anybody else to hear because I don't know the whole story. It wasn't something I wanted the whole world to hear. That was supposed to be between him and I."
Then don't say it in an environment where there's no fans and the mics are hot everywhere. Don't say it at all.
You know, I will say it's a hard line though. Like, ignore all the moral and legal ramifications. That's a hard thing to say to someone while you're whooping on them.
Like, you really want to get like deep into like their biggest thing. Yeah, like I'm that kind of person. Like, I believe always victims. I feel like these things should be brought to light and discussed. If there is like something happening, like I'm all for us having the conversation. Yeah. This happening in this context does no one any good, because if there is, this is somebody, like this is, everybody's just always quick to blame the victim, whatever happens. And so, if the digging up doesn't really lead to anywhere, it's always something like, oh, see, like false people already claim that false accusations happen all the time when they really don't, but this reinforces the narrative. So either way, like either you're putting an information out there about a person that could be very damaging, or you're just treating a very difficult subject very lightly.
Yeah.
So either way, I don't feel like there's any part of the people involved in the situation that benefit from this being discussed the way that it was. And people, I saw some people on Twitter being like, oh, is Joe Rogan not going to ask him about it? Like, dude, what the fuck are you going to ask in those like 20-second post-fight interviews in depth about such a fucking difficult subject? So it created a terrible situation all around.
And Jason, like you said, probably not what ESPN was hoping for, right? When the channel got flipped over.
We're not talking about that at all. Not on our airwaves.
All right.
This is a network that's also made it clear to their colleagues and employees, we are not talking about politics or serious issues unless like they need to be talked about. And for them to just fall on their lap, they were definitely not touching it.
I mean, the way they insisted on having Greg Hardy co-main that first ESPN card, you think they'd be all for it. Okay, guys, that's the last on that.
Like Kermit the Frog meme, but you're not ready for that conversation.
No. Okay, guys, we're into the fight. We should probably get on it at some point. Thiago Santos, Aleksandar Rakic. Where is everyone at on their clocks right now? Because we got to sync this up.
3:30 right now.
Okay, so I'm the loser that's behind. Do me a favor, guys. Pause at 3 minutes, and I'll let you know when I catch up.
Okay.
Babe, do you mind pausing it at 3 minutes?
Fernando, we need to get you like a long stick.
No, because like we have like two environments, and he's on the couch in front of me watching it. Okay, we're gonna stop at 3. Thank you, boo boo. I'm glad nothing exciting is happening. 3, stopped.
Okay, we're stopped.
Thank you, guys. Apologies for this. ESPN Plus, not the most reliable program out there. All right. Boo boo in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All
right. Yeah. Thank you, boo boo.
You're a boo boo now, babe. It's done. It's done. Yeah.
So thus far,
very progressive.
Nothing too exciting. Just a lot of walking around, but it is what it is. We can't have the prelims every second of every minute of every fight. So.
Thiago's just waiting. He's just waiting to unleash the Cray kid. I feel it. I just feel it. This is a man who was in the army for 7 years with the jungle training. I'm just gonna bring this up. Who grew up in one of the most dangerous favelas. He can come back from adversity.
Ooh.
I am not biased.
Ooh, Santos is looking pretty good though.
Went to the body.
I don't mean in the way end of things. I mean in terms of his in-ring.
No, I don't mean it like that.
So,
No, Yana, please don't come after me. You would kick my ass.
That's true. That is true.
I can't take it. I can take like maybe a flyweight, like not Yana Kunitskaya. Like that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, I could not take a women's atom weight.
I train a little bit. Like I have a good head kick, so I feel like I can sort of make something happen for myself with a smaller girl. But
yeah, maybe like in a full MMA fight, I could just lumber my weight on top and work for like a Darce. But other than that, I am absolutely screwed.
I think I'd be going full Caleb Starnes if I was in MMA. If I just get on my bike and run.
Oh, Santos ducked that head kick. I once did a little, and granted, this I still barely have any, but at this time I had 0 boxing experience, and I did like 5 minutes of striking with Sarah Cheesecake Morris. Oh my god, did I get my ass whooped? And I got a GoPro in my head. We captured the whole thing. It was terrific.
It's amazing. Where's that footage?
I actually just accidentally deleted everything off my external hard drive. I've managed to recover it.
Accidentally. Okay.
Yeah, no, I made a really bad rookie mistake. I have recovered it, but the problem is all the file names have been like replaced with something generic, and none of them are in their folders. So I have to sift through a terabyte of videos to like figure out what is what. And I'm not looking.
What are you documenting in your life that's like so important that you have like?
I was just like this was like my school documentary I did in college. It's not. It's just photos and stuff.
Is it your nudes, check? Is that why you're being so shy about it?
Nanda, I'll send you and Boo Boo my nudes. Don't worry about
it. Don't threaten me with a good time.
That's that skill and sloth you were talking about, right?
I'm sorry. It was just there. I literally like stepped away from my phone and gave myself like 5 seconds. Like, do I really want to tweet this?
Oh gosh.
And I still wanted to. So.
I know. Usually I can pay attention to the fights until Nanda shows up. From what we've managed to gather, Jason, you've been the stoic one here.
Yes.
I think it's 10-9 Santos, but I really have no idea.
It's one of those close rounds again. I'm going 10-9 Rakic.
Okay. Nanda, any thoughts on the actual fight?
Nah, I mean, who cares? I'm kidding. I care a lot. Honestly, I would be leaning again like 10-9 to Thiago, but not with a lot of conviction. I think it was pretty even.
I'm seeing a lot of 10-9 brackets online, but just about everyone puts a question mark after it. So,
yeah, I'm also so bad at scoring fights that it's like never listen to me.
Yeah.
Well, Rakic came out a little more forward here to start the second.
Oh, he'll end on one.
Let me give kudos to UFC again, and this is something I've noticed. They used to do it a lot. They moved away from it, but they seem to be doing it more again. We saw it at 257 with Chandler Hooker. Putting a number one contenders fight on the main card of a title fight. It makes all the sense in the world. One, you set up a clear next challenger for Izzy Yan. And two, you have the option for I know that Teixeira, but you have the option for a fill-in if you need it. And three, all things, assuming the fights pan out relatively similarly, you can expect both guys to be ready for another fight at the same time. It just makes all the sense in the world to do this.
When was it that they did? It was Moreno, right? They had him fight Royval in the same card as Davison and Joby, and it was just like a clever way to go about it. I agree. Like for the same reasons, like one can step in the occasion that there isn't a backup like we had this time. Which is the amazing.
I'm gutted for 41-year-old Glover Teixeira. Just sitting there, weight cut.
Yeah, nothing to do with it.
And Thiago actually, Marreta was a backup once. I'm trying to remember when, but I remember I talked to him about it. Like the whole just experience of being a backup fighter, right? Because it's not even just the weight. Imagine the emotional aspect of it. Because you are hyping yourself for something that may or may not happen. Like you are making weight without the finality of the making of the weight. Like it's just so it must be so weird, right? And he was like, yeah, it sucked. Wouldn't do it again.
Speaking of things that suck,
did it.
This fight kind of sucks. So
I'm
far.
sorry, another call out.
No. You are the things I call you out for are true. I would never allege that you are anything other than wonderful.
Oh, we actually, and this is, I'll have to take some of the heat for that though, because in my podcast, when we had you as a guest, I singled this fight out as like a lot of fireworks potential, and I was wrong.
The prelims were phenomenal. We've got 3 title fights. I'm being greedy here. Like you gotta leave a little bit of room for some laborious clinching against the bench.
As long as we don't get any UFC 149 where the prelims were amazing and the pay-per-view was utter crap, then I'll be happy with this. Problem,
Jason, you were speaking it into existence.
I'm trying not to, but if we get this fight to be the only bad one, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm cursed, Czech. Like
no.
Between this and also, I'm gonna give you 2 arguments for the theory that I'm cursed. I was there live to watch Shevchenko and Carmouche, and I was there live to watch Blachowicz and Jacare.
So, wow,
that's rough. I got my live event. My first live event was Iaquinta Cerrone.
Okay.
I got Cormier Miocic 2. I got Masvidal Diaz, and I got Gaethje Cerrone. I was living the high life.
Yeah, I envy you. That's not been my experience. I did watch Aldo and Mendes too.
That's a good one. Oh, that's a good fight. It's one of the rare ones my girlfriend watched with me, and she was like actually engaged.
Oh, that's awesome. It was really cool. It was so late though. But yeah, so
my
mixed record.
Guys, if you want to know about the fight, it sucks, but it is what it is. So I'll take this.
2 guys that respect each other's power a little too much.
I'll take this time to tell a story. My girlfriend's mother, wonderful woman. Not basically the opposite of someone who likes violence. And I was watching UFC fights one time on her couch, and she decided, her being the wonderful person that she is, wants to like see what it's about, be open-minded. Looks over, like leans over. It's like, oh, what are you watching? I'm like, oh yeah, these are just some fights. And at the moment she puts her gaze on the screen, Derek Lewis proceeds to knock the fuck out of Travis Brown, and then turn his face into paste on the floor while the referee like hits the snooze on its alarm. Like it was so bad. There were so many shots after the fight was over.
And how do you like savage the situation for this person?
You don't.
Right?
You don't. You thank her for the baked goods she made. And like, I don't need to talk about fights in my private time. I talk about them enough professionally. I don't need anyone. I always appreciate it when like people in my private life want to talk about fights with me, and I always engage because I want them to be fans of the sport. I cannot tell you how many people sent me that meme of Bernie Sanders and his mittens and his coat giving Nick Diaz an armbar. Oh my god, I got like 16 of them.
Oh, that's the life of the MMA and the actual all the questions about McGregor, like all the time.
That's another good one. I did a series, I never put it out, but I asked fighters like, what's the most annoying reaction people give you when they find out you fight for a living? And Joseph Duffy goes, people always ask me if I know Conor McGregor.
That's amazing.
Kind of.
Yeah, I beat him.
We've been acquainted.
Oh,
Oh, every time. Today, a friend of mine was like, I wanted to ask, would you call Conor McGregor a legendary fighter? And this is out of the blue. Like, we're talking about, no kidding, Demi Moore's striptease movie. And that was the pivot.
A classic.
Not even joking.
Jason's a fan.
Classic.
Classic.
I actually really love. Isn't it a great movie though?
It's one of those movies that I remember as a kid. There was like TBS at 8 o'clock, striptease with Demi Moore and Burt Reynolds. And I mean, like, you're a kid, you're like, ooh, the title, it's gonna. But I was more interested in Burt's performance. He was great in that movie.
He's amazing. I like him all like slathered in like oil or whatever.
He's great.
It's such a good movie. It's great. Honestly, I stand by this movie.
I stand by most movies made from like 1994 till 2001, where good or bad, I'm there.
I see us. I see us peaking in viewership, and I'm like, I guess we're gonna talk about Demi Moore some more.
Demi Moore's boobs.
Demi Moore's boobs. Whether or Jean-Claude Van Damme in Sudden Death. What a movie!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
National Hockey League.
I am so sorry, guys.
You are talking to the biggest authority on Van Damme, so not to make a big deal out of it. Sorry, Shaq, you're gonna say something.
I'm gonna break my super chat rule. Shout out to Caleb. I hope you're doing well on the recovery, buddy. I made $800 betting on Cruz once I figured out he was an underdog. I do not support that kind of betting, but good on you tonight.
Cash.
I would recommend never bet again. Take the money. Go do something nice for yourself. That's a trip. Once this is all over, that's a trip. So stop betting. You're a winner tonight. Take yourself on a little vacation.
It's like my friends when we went to one of the last Bellator shows at Casino Rama. I wanted to see the fights. They were having a blast at the casino and actually winning money, and I made them come watch an awful night of Bellator mixed martial arts. And they're like, "Can we just go back to the casino?" I'm like, "No, we gotta watch, Chris Horodecki and the post limbs."
Oh, you're a bad person.
No, the night started out great. It was like Derek Rogers, or the Predator Rogers, forget his first name, but he landed a flying knee KO, and I'm like, it's gonna be an amazing night of fights. Every fight was awful,
Bruh, Caleb, where are you getting these stacks from, my dude? Hey, let me ask a question. If you win on Izzy, I expect a super chat donation to end the night, my friend.
Babe, did you make any bets?
Yeah.
Which bets did you make? We have bets.
I just go off of a betting. I just decide I'm going to do a betting guide all year. And if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But I've like completely taken the emotion out of it. Like, it's not my call. I lost tonight. It's okay. I wouldn't have done any better on my own. And I think it's like, if you subscribe to like MMA odds, if you follow Adam Martin or Dan Tom, I don't. I'm thinking about getting into it. I'll see how this year goes, maybe next year. I would just pay someone else to do the betting for you. I feel like you got a better chance of making like consistent money that way.
So I had a triple that it's now done.
I just like the MMA bubble for betting. It just blows my mind. This thing has exploded. It's like football in the 90s where everyone had a hotline for great betting advice.
Bro, yeah, but like Dan Tom and Adam.
Dan's great. Don't get me wrong, but like all these other people, like there is a section of MMA Twitter that's just the bettors.
Yeah, no, I don't. There's a Reddit too. There's a sportsbook Reddit, and it's all MMA.
We know how much you love Reddit, Shaquille.
Okay.
Shaq, I'm a teenager. I have a job. I don't pay rent.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good position to be in.
Do your parents know what you're doing, Caleb? Do your parents know what you're doing right now?
Cherish it, Caleb. You got to cherish that.
We had a triple bet that's done apparently because it involved Yadong, and I would never say his name without giggling. Like, that's just how it is. And then now we have another to cover it. That is Izzy finishing Blachowicz.
Well, that fight happened.
I don't understand. I mean, I'm just glad Thiago is out okay.
That was such a bad fight, guys. I'm so sorry. That was such a bad fight.
I'm just glad he made it out okay, and that his knee seemed to be like there. Like, I'll take that as a win tonight. Yeah, he's honestly like, he's tentative, but like, that was kind of my fear when he came back from the terrible knee injuries with John Jones, and then with Glover like losing that one, I kind of fear that would kind of play a role in just how aggressive he plays it, and maybe that's it. I don't know. How would you rate this fight, Boo Boo? Meh.
Dude, someone, what was the name of Izzy's teammate?
Carlos Ulberg, yeah.
Someone made he was on 2 of my parlays, so shout out to Kennedy, great win. Someone put 12 parlays and had Ulberg in each of them. That is the worst bet I've ever seen. And not to say it's not like if you're gonna do that, like just do Amanda Nunes at that point, but just don't ever do that.
Off of one contender fight with a Brazilian that is like 1,000 years old. Like, no, that is not the proof you need that Carlos is the real deal. I think that's thirst speaking. Called it.
Aleksandar Rakic took that 29-28 on all 3 judges' scorecards.
I can't.
It's been a heartbreaking night for you, hasn't it?
I'm not doing okay, guys. I'm not doing okay.
29-28, 29-28, 30-27 for Rakic.
Oh. I don't know about that.
I think they gave him his brown belt. Yeah.
So I can tell you, assuming the next light heavyweight title fight happens in a reasonable time, Rakic is not leaping over Glover to share it with that performance. With his last 2 performances, honestly, they've been really not fun to watch.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Sorry?
Sorry. Go ahead.
That's the thing, right? Like, Rakic has beaten some names, but they're not exciting, and UFC wants those exciting fighters in. And I still want Teixeira to get the shot, especially
and Teixeira deserves it.
And he deserves it, especially at 40 years old. Give the man a break and let him fight for whoever wins between Yan and Izzy tonight.
Yeah, but I just don't suspect that they're going to get Wait, did Aleksandar Rakic just get his brown belt for that? His brown belt in what?
Yeah, I just said it. I'm thinking they had this planned, and then they were like, "Yeah, what the hell?"
Yeah, but no, like when Tyron Woodley defends his UFC welterweight title with a Darce choke, give the man his belt. What? I mean, it's a nice gesture, but it just doesn't feel deserved. Like,
yeah, like, yeah, because what are they gonna do? Like, are they gonna try to, depending on the timing, make it Glover Rakic? Like, why?
I know. I just really hope whatever happens, the light heavyweight title is defended next.
Yeah.
Am I being too optimistic, Nanda?
No, I think it always depends on timing, right? Like, someone might get injured or whatever. Like, it's just so weird to predict these things. But I think logically that is really what's supposed to happen. Because then what else? Like, we have Dominick Reyes and Jerry.
Yeah.
And Dominic is coming off a lawsuit.
Yeah, they should not get one.
How are you going to play it?
Okay, Jason, I want to hear your thoughts on this. I would go, assuming Izzy or Yan will defend the light heavyweight title one more time after this. Winner versus Glover.
Yeah.
Then you have Rakic versus the winner of Reyes versus Yuri.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if you are the UFC and say it's Yuri Prochazka that wins, that's the fight to make, because Prochazka is a guy that makes a boring fighter have an exciting fight just for his style. So I could see them making that fight.
All right, guys, I'm asking you to take over the live stream. I'm going to go grab some dinner real quick. Peace.
Oh. He's gonna leave us
Big
like
mistake, man. He's allowing me too much room. That is never a smart move to make. Oh, like he's gonna go all the way downstairs to get dinner.
Yeah, he's gonna. Someone's making something. Hopefully, it's something good.
That's bold.
Hopefully, it's something as good as Sudden Death with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Which, honestly, legitimately, I recently defended this movie because it's great. It's like a really fucking good action movie. I will die on this hill. It's got good actors. It's got an interesting plot. It's really well directed, and the action scenes are perfect. Like, even though I'm a huge Van Damme fan and I love literally everything he does, I can recognize the things that I'm like looking at with the love goggles and the things that are actually good. Sudden Death is good.
Sudden Death's great. I mean, what a movie for the NHL to sign their league up for, where a terrorist event is happening at Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Gary Bettman's like, that's great for our movie. That's great for our league. Terroristic events going on, but yeah, I just love I love the scene. There's a scene where I think a helicopter crashes into Mellon Arena in Pittsburgh, and I'm like, wow, like, and it's just like a normal day. Oh, whatever, this massive helicopter crashing into something downtown Pittsburgh, and everyone's fine. But the Penguins won the cup. Such a great.
Everyone's fine. The villain dies in the helicopter.
Yeah. There's that. There's Street Fighter the movie, which is also a fantastic film.
Amazing, but like in the bad way. But I love it. Yeah. I still think it's treated unfairly, though. Isn't it super fun?
It's very fun. Like I don't know. I saw the movie before I even played the games, so it was kind of like I just love the scene between that Vega and the stare down in that cage. I was like, that cage is awesome. I want to see an actual event go down. I wanted to see the event that they were at, Colonel Guile, and all that. Just fantastic movie. I know it's a terrible movie if you loved the video game, but it's great. Great soundtrack too.
Yes, and Raul Julia is so good in it, and he was dying while he made it, and he's still amazing. And people disrespect Street Fighter too much. I actually saw it again recently because I did a post rating Van Damme's chances as a legit MMA fighter, modern, in several movies. And I rated actually McCord from Sudden Death, great chances. I legit trust him to
save
succeed as a modern MMA.
Save your life? I mean, obviously Bloodsport's number one there, because that's the official debut of mixed martial arts on a landscape.
But honestly, Frank Dukes did not do so well with wrestlers.
Why did the live chat blow up the second I left?
Because we're talking about Van Damme movies. We're not talking about bad mixed martial arts fights that we are watching right now.
Maybe people caught wind of my NSYNC t-shirt and decided it was time to join us too. So
it's tearing up our hearts that they weren't joining us.
But yeah, so that's my analysis that McCord is actually a good candidate to be a great MMA fighter. Although Frank Dukes is the most obvious choice, I would be curious to see how he would do against a pure wrestler, because he didn't have that in the tournament.
The best part of that movie is that it's based on a true story about a guy that may or may not have made up a lot of stuff, may or may not have made up so much stuff. But we're still going to make the movie because the story is just too wild to not make this movie.
And Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker is in it.
What a career he had, right? Fast Times at Ridgemont High, that movie, and then winning an Academy Award.
He was also in that one with The Experiment, I think. In Portuguese, it's The Experiment, but we translate movies differently. With the blonde lady that is actually an alien. And eats
I don't know
people alive.
I don't know that one. If it's a sci-fi movie, I definitely didn't see it.
Oh, it's sci-fi. It's sci-fi. Yeah, but good sci-fi. And he's in it too. So he's a very versatile person, and we should all admire him for his contributions.
Wow. Clearly, I'm like the
I
last
told you it
person
was a big
Fightful needs.
mistake.
No, the guys, the live chat's loving it. Keep it up. Keep it up.
I was like, never leave me alone with the mic. This is what happens.
I'm gonna hit the
And
live chat real
I
quick.
corrupted Jason.
Yeah.
No, you didn't corrupt me. I'm bad. I'm down with these movies. Anytime if someone's like, I'm throwing on sudden death, I'll be there. I'll be over. In a non-COVID world, I'd have been over.
That's amazing. That's the right attitude.
Set up the Zoom for me to watch. Set up the Zoom for me to watch these bad 90s movies that only I, for some reason, really like.
All right. Just want to really quickly hit up the chat. Colby, who gets a pass because he works here. I did like this. He said, most people get brown belts for putting people to sleep. And to be fair, Rakic did just that.
He did.
And
the shade.
And Jail said, just gave you two a follow on Twitter. Well, considering the timing of that tweet, I feel like I'm not part of the two. So,
well,
whatever, man.
You learned
whatever.
the lesson. Don't leave to get dinner. When people
it's not ready yet, so I actually got to head back up in a bit.
By the way, before you go, Shaq, have you seen UFC posted obviously like the arrival footage? Have you seen Megan Anderson? She looks like she's about to die. She is so pale.
Let me see.
You should see the tweet.
To be fair, sorry, I gotta stop rocking this squeaky chair. My girlfriend is very pale, so could mean
But like, she looks sick.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people say that about my girlfriend too, when like she doesn't put on her makeup just because like.
Never seen your girlfriend,
Jason,
so okay.
Jason, I just think that you're putting unfair beauty standards on women.
Let's not.
We're going there.
To be fair, my girlfriend has an iron deficiency, so that's probably why. And
to be fair, I would also look very scared and near death if I was about to face Amanda Nunes.
Dude, my eyes constantly look like I haven't slept in a week. So, all right. So while Jason continues to Casey Kenney, Megan Anderson, let's take a look.
Whoa! That's not even the same context.
It's not.
We're feeling some type of way tonight. I see it.
This is not some stoner podcast.
The one drink I had in Fernanda's offer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was promised I wasn't gonna be like alone and being a drunk tonight.
You were just
again.
Late. You were just late.
Oh man, Jason, that looks like water.
Totally is from the French Alps.
You know what's funny? I'm pretty sure Sean Ross Sapp does not like drinking on his podcast. So let's just leave this between us, guys. And JL, yes, I know you already follow me. Thank you so much for your support. We love you.
It's almost over. So
he said like he's fine with it, like on a gaming stream, something casual and of no significance. And I feel like that Rakic Santos fight was just that. So we're good. Jason, I can't find the Megan video. Like I saw it on my feed earlier. Is it not on UFC's Twitter? Or is it on something else?
No, that's where I saw it. Let me pull it up for
Maybe
you.
UFC News?
No, it's definitely on the UFC's official Twitter. Right, one of the many mixed martial arts accounts I know has it. Oh, sorry, Dana tweeted it.
I like how when I search Dana, the first thing that comes up is at Dana Exotic and not Dana White. She looks, I mean, her eyes look like she's falling asleep. Oh, she does not look good.
Yeah, she doesn't look healthy.
I need to see it. Dana's profile.
Yeah, Dana's Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, guys, take a look. Like Megan, I think the paleness, it could be like overexposure on the camera. There's like a lot of things that could contribute to that. But she just looks out of it. Like she
looks like 1993 Undertaker.
I'm like very against like, oh, like let's judge body language and whatever. This looks like a very sad person walking directly to her death.
It does.
Did she wake up this morning and realize she was fighting? Did it like sink in that she's fighting Amanda Nunes?
Like, oh, I signed up for this shit. Oh, Megan O'Leary having to do the reads after Joe B's terrible loss. I cannot.
Oh,
I can't.
I know. I feel bad for me. Megan's the best. Megan O'Leary's the best.
Drew Dober is like the antithesis of Joseph Benavidez's face in this moment. Not usually, but just
you're the Drew Dober thing.
Anyone ever watch Fairly Odd Parents growing up?
No.
No. Am I alone? Anyone in the chat?
I don't even know what that is.
What?
God, you guys
What
are
did you
old
say?
fogies. Fairly Odd Parents is like a cartoon. Little boy Timmy Turner had like male and female fairies that would grant his every wish. No. Oh, no. How old are you guys?
I'm 31.
I'm gonna be 31.
Oh, look at that. No wonder you guys are like so in sync. Okay, thank you. Thank you to Colby. Drew Dober has the same jawline as the Crimson Chin. No one else cares or knows. Are we going to show the fight? I don't know. Leave a super chat donation. And
Maybe.
we'll find out. All right.
I can reenact it.
I can reenact it.
That's how committed I am to this chat.
Okay, good. Yo, shout out to people on the chat who seem to understand where I'm coming from here. I love it.
Drew Dober, great hair.
Oh, just
dude, honestly, so that's my thing. I was like supporting the hair, and somebody made a comment that it was kind of like alt-rightish, and I can't unsee it. Now I'm like, I don't like the hair anymore.
Damn it! Oh, it is. It really is. It really is. It really is. Oh.
Now I only see Richard Spencer, and it's so unfair to Drew Dober.
Brad Pitt and Inglourious Basterds, even though he was a
yeah, well, now I'm gonna go back to that reference to feel better about it. And Drew Dober, like, he seems nice, and he like bakes things apparently. Like, he used to be a baker.
So I respect that. I respect that because my cooking ability is poor, and he was a baker, so he's definitely trying to bake a big upset up against Islam Makhachev.
I like what you did there. Very smooth transition to like
Khabib 2.0 apparently is Makhachev now. So that's what we keep hearing.
I can't get over how he lost to Adriano Moraes. Like, I know, like, it was one big, like, it can happen to anyone, but still, he's really fucking good.
But I mean, that's what, 6 years ago now, so
yeah,
time has healed the wounds.
Absolutely, and he looks like a terrifying man, like he just does.
Well, anyone that trains with Khabib Nurmagomedov is a terrifying man to me. So, he doesn't need any more said about him than I train at AKA with Khabib.
I face death on a daily basis.
I get beat up every day by like the best of all time in Khabib.
Yeah, and who was it? It was Cormier who said, like, as in like wrestling, pure wrestling, like Makhachev is actually better than Khabib.
Yeah, he's one of those killers in the gym, but now needs to take it to the next level when he steps inside the cage, as they're kind of hyping him up to be the next guy.
I think that's a good fight for him. Like, in general, like, the matchup is not terrible. But Drew Dober, like, legit, I've been counting him out for like 2 years now, and I keep getting like I keep getting proven wrong. He's that one guy that I constantly pick against and immediately regret it. Dober.
Well, I will say I do worry that like, look, Drew can 100% knock down Islam, and I'm interested in seeing how his grappling defense is shored up. But I feel like we could see a repeat of that Beneil Dariush fight. Okay, I mean, this is gonna be like messy. It's like a wrap, so I'm gonna duck. Maybe if I go over here.
This is gonna be beautiful.
Let's go over here.
I'm like an old lady. I have dinner at like 7. Like, anything past that, it's too late for me. Like, usually I'm in bed by 11, dinner at 7, lunch at noon. Like I'm that kind of person. Like I look adventurous, but like really I'm just a very, very old lady with old lady habits.
Minus 455 favorite for Islam.
Feel like the early dinner is great as you get older. Like, you know, you get the dinner done. Get the dinner done, and you know you can hang out in bed, where that's the best place to do much things and chill. It's my chill zone. Normally.
You do have time to digest too, right? Like when you get older, your metabolism isn't where it used to be.
Here.
Okay.
You want to talk about movies or
boobs?
All right, people are wondering about dinner. There was like leftover tortillas, and so we just turned it into like a breakfast wrap. So, you know, there was like nothing in the fridge but eggs. So we did what we got to do.
Or now a dinner wrap.
Yep. All right, guys, fight has started. Drew Dober's beautiful hair already getting into his eye. Do you think they measured that? They're like, okay, we got to make sure when it flops, it doesn't go into his eye.
I mean, they let Clay Guida fight. I would guess they're just like, if you want to do this to yourself, feel free.
I just love to see the commissioned with a little piece of scissors and just clip that little piece of hair that would get in your eye. We can't let that happen.
Get a ruler, like.
UFC gets sponsorship with great clips right out of it.
Now, I love about
they have Manscaped.
They do.
They do.
Oh, Islam shoots
and scores.
And there you go. Now I'm interested to see what Dober's game plan is here. Like, do you want to risk being the guy who tries to get up to his feet quickly against Islam? Are you going to try and stay in your guard? What's, you know, kind of pick your poison situation?
Well, I think right now what he would like to do is not going to matter because Makhachev is just mauling him down to the ground and not giving him any option or space.
Like, thankfully for us, what he wants is irrelevant. That just imagine how terrifying it is.
Oh,
like, Makhachev just took me down and he's on top of me. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it?
Those Dagestanis, man, like just another level of wrestling.
Hey, you see that beard and you know you're fucked. I'm sorry if that's culturally insensitive, but that's just how it is.
You know, like I get putting Drew Dober in a fight where it's like, hey, if you want to be top 15, this is what you got to do. And you want to get Islam Makhachev in there. But Drew Dober is like an all-action striker. Match him up with other strikers, like for his benefit, but also for mine.
Dana doesn't care what you want, Shaq.
Clearly.
Especially after you disparaged him on my podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
see, it all comes full circle.
I had to do that. Well, you know, now with in a universe that's not Dana's, now that Khabib is sort of out of the lightweight title picture, really opens the door for Islam Makhachev to cash in on being this next level Khabib.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. That
oh, sorry, I was eating.
By the descriptions, and even Daniel Cormier's, like he was talking about how like he's a better pure wrestler than Khabib and stuff. So the hype is there, but
do you guys think Drew's going to survive this for minute 45? I think he will.
I think he'll survive the first round.
I think he will.
Makhachev seems like he just wants to play with his food a little bit here.
I just want to eat my food, but I'm getting more and more camera shy about it.
Do you? We're not. Nobody cares, Shaq. We're supporting you in this endeavor.
Thank you.
Ah, man, that's unfortunate. That's got to be like to me the most frustrating position as a fighter, right? Like
for sure,
you're in the bottom. There's nothing you can do. This guy, like, he doesn't even have necessarily a submission locked in. It's just like you're kind of helpless. And you're tired because you have to try to get out. But at this, oh no.
Oh, now he's like putting it in overgear.
Uh-oh.
No,
He's still in a bad
He's
spot.
there.
Dober's doing a good job of
there.
scrambling. He's not
Yeah.
settling and letting Islam settle into any of these positions.
Yeah, but Makhachev's working for the crucifix right now.
And this is so taxing if you're Drew Dober.
Oh, good for Drew. Oh, he had an alley.
Ew. That's unfortunate. Oh.
Wow.
That
Is it
arm!
No!
He's refusing it though. I think he's getting out. He's getting out.
Basic cross. He's gonna maybe make it. 10 seconds left.
He's getting
Islam's
out.
making nice little adjustments though. Oh my god.
See? Whoa,
Oh my
whoa,
god. Oh my god. Islam's getting deeper on it.
You did. You denied it. I have this thing with Rodrigo, like he always thinks the submission is in and it's gonna get it. And I'm the opposite. Like I'm always like, no, he will make it out. So we always have these conversations. I won. That's for whoever's
people asking
keeping
about who's fighting right now. We got Drew Dober versus Islam Makhachev, after which we will be getting to our 3 title fights for the evening. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, wherever you are, but especially on YouTube, if you haven't already hit like, that drives it up on like the chain of command. More people will see it on their feed. More people will check it out. If you want your questions, comments, concerns read, super chat donation goes a long, long way. And yeah, thank you guys for being here.
Oh, Megan will leave his story.
Well, that's gonna be depressing to click on now.
Just cute.
No, they're the best.
Oh, they're soul goals. Oh. I reject Joe B's loss. It did not happen. Not in my time.
Did they post the photo?
Megan posted like a little Instagram story thing.
It can't be any more sad than after the Figueiredo second fight, where it was like, oh my god, she's out there just like praying for it. It was so sad.
And like I had her on my podcast and she was talking about like how she had to sort of take a step back from social media. Like she said she was receiving so many terrible messages from people like being assholes about Joe B losing. Yeah. And it's kind of like
MMA Twitter is the worst. It's social media, just the worst.
Yeah. Oh man.
Imagine being that kind of person who feels like, oh, I'm just gonna go up to this guy's wife and say something terrible for
that. Did you guys see the guy? I don't want to give it any credit, so I didn't share it. But the guy who found Curtis Blade's number and FaceTimed him just to mock him, like the day after he got KO'd.
But
I saw it on Twitter.
The best was though, MMA Twitter used their power to find him and out.
Yeah, they doxed him. They got doxed
on social media. Be like, don't you ever do that? Like, don't be that fan.
So Colby, just a quick shout out to him. He says Makhachev went from being at -500 to -1300 live. I'm pretty confident that line is going to increase by the end of this round, should we get there.
I saw some scores after that first round. Some said 10-8 Makhachev, some said 10-9. I thought that was a 10-9. Like, he didn't really...
I would give it a 10-9 too.
10-9.
Yeah, I felt like the arm bar was nice at the end, but sure the control was there, but not a lot of damage.
No, and damage is what's supposed to be scored first and foremost. And on damage, it was not a 10-8.
No.
I agree. I think maybe like some people might look at the arm bar, but it was still like not enough to justify a 10-8 for me.
This is a world of trouble for Dober. He's up against the fence in Makhachev's corner. Like, this is the worst case scenario.
So like record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
People are wondering if there are fans in the arena. Nope, just the corners, the camera crew, the commentary, a lot of C's. And someone mentions that they would like to be watching this in a bar right now, but it's going to close before the main event actually starts.
Wait, some bar would actually air this before they close? What?
It's like,
I don't know. I doubt it.
Would they air it? Are bars happening? Like, there's several layers of question. In Rio, though, like before, obviously, this whole thing right now, like avoid bars, people, not the place. Just like get drunk and sat alone like I do. But what I would do, I would call ahead and ask, like, are you going to stay open until the conclusion of the main event? Because it would happen especially in Brazil, because of the time zone, it ends up being super late.
Right.
That I would be in, like, they would try to close in the middle of a main event.
Well, I imagine right now, too, if there are bars open, they might have early closing time. With, like,
oh, yeah.
Mandatory one. So,
I mean, that's the thing here, right? Like, bars are, at least in Ontario, are closing at 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. And in Toronto, where my sister lives, they're not opening. Everything is locked down. Apparently it goes back tomorrow.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday. Yeah. She goes back to work tomorrow. But
okay, yeah.
So this guy on Twitter, Dr. Black, says, "Wow, this grappling is like a chess match." I mean,
Thanks,
if you're watching that episode of Queen's Gambit where she's just running through 10 different people back to back, yeah, I guess it's best. Like one person playing.
Who is this person that decides which tweets get put up?
I don't know. Like, who do I said this before, I'll say it again shamelessly. Like, who do I have to give a little under the table action to get my tweets on here? Like,
I love the little. I said it again. Like, be like a minor celebrity, and like they showed Macy Williams' tweet twice, the same tweet in 2 separate fights. So, just like it's a long play, but.
And if you're not a media member that the UFC likes, it's a celeb, anyone with a blue check mark, throwing that up. You're just getting it up there. Look at this star power.
I have a blue check mark and I've never made it. Granted, like most of the things I say about the fights, I don't use hashtags and they're like sexual. So there's that.
Yeah. True. But you're also not like a musician or like a B actor or actress or anything like that. They're looking for any bit of mainstream celebrity clout for their cards.
People are asking.
Not yet. I haven't been discovered yet.
We will not be airing the fights, but hey, you're here already.
Reenactments.
Might as well.
Reenactments. I'll do it. Babe, we're gonna do reenactments of the fights.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. It's just to lure people in.
Okay.
You're okay. I probably might have to say I'm gonna show my boobs too, but like it's just
whoa.
It's just to lure the viewers, Shaq. This is promotion.
Yeah, you know what? It would work. It would probably work.
Jesus. I said Demi more boobs and like people just showed up. Like that's the key. That's the secret.
I mean, they're beautiful.
Babe. I'm glad you couldn't hear him. He was very inappropriate right now.
I did hear him.
They did hear you, Boo Boo. Are you proud of yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta get some Boo Boo shirts made.
Team Boo Boo. But we're both Boo Boos, so like people know him as Boo Boo because his meat. Yeah, we switch like Boo Boolicious. Like I change depending on how much I want to humiliate him on that day.
Ooh.
Drew.
Oh, Islam landed a nice knee there. Yeah, why is he getting so close?
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew, you definitely want to keep the space after the first 10 minutes.
Bravo.
That's so sad. That has to be the most frustrating type of loss. Like nothing. If you lose after a war, that's one thing. If you lose like this, I can't imagine like how bummed you must be afterward. It's like I did nothing. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I think it's more. It's not that I didn't do anything. It's I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get off. I couldn't get out of the starting blocks.
This must be so demoralizing.
Can you imagine? Like what else was he supposed to do? Like become just a very top wrestler at this point? And Steve-O. I know Steve-O. I didn't know that other guy.
Steve-O just like lives at the PI now. He's like asking questions at press conferences. Like, I love it.
Okay,
it's the
with
most
this
unexpected
timeline.
Development, but I love it.
Oh, he tapped.
Oh,
Dober tapped.
Oh. Oh,
Whoa, that
Drew.
came out of nowhere. I feel bad for Drew.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what Islam needed, though. A finish on top of that. How many more fights before the main event starts? So
Depends.
if they keep going on these, if they keep going on decisions like this, it'll be a minute. In theory, 8:30 would be Yan Sterling, right? And so 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern. At this rate, it's somewhere between 12 and 12:30 Eastern. So how many more fights? So Yan, Sterling, Nunes, Anderson, and then you got your main event. This is the fight, guys, I'm most excited for coming up in terms of the actual technical fight. Yan versus Sterling is just so interesting to me.
Dude, I'm like saddened by the perspective of not getting a fun Yan fight. Like that's.
I think it'll be good.
Oh, now I'm just seeing the tab. That was like a lot of brute force too.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. What happened?
It was
It's an arm triangle, but it just wasn't.
Was it an arm triangle?
Yeah, but like from such a weird position because it was from the top, and it didn't. I wouldn't have guessed it was gonna tap from there. But then after seeing it, like he got a really
that Dagestani strength, you know, it's something else. All of them are like the Armenians, the Georgians. Like they got the grip strength is insane. I don't know what's in the water.
You know what? If you're a 155er, you don't want to see this guy coming your way. No. Makhachev was just unbelievable.
Yeah, Luke Thomas, he just submitted him from opposite all caps side with shoulder pressure. That is all caps bonkers. So I'm
Did you guys see that clip from Luke Thomas? The morning combat clip I shared, where Luke Thomas like freaking out over the Connor Dustin fight? I've been around Luke. Oh my god, you should hear. Go, I'll send it to you. I've been around Luke. He is on the surface as prickly as you would imagine. And he'll admit it. He'll be the first to admit it. He is not the most approachable guy on the surface. It was very nice guy, super helpful, but it was so nice to see him acting like an oversized infant. He was just jumping up and down, shrieking at that KO when Poirier finished Connor. It was just exactly what I needed to see that day.
The best was
when I met.
Sorry.
Like when I met Luke actually in person for the first time, I waved at someone behind him and he thought it was to him and he waved at me and it was so wholesome. And it's Luke. Like I was like, I felt so bad. It's like, Luke, you're a lot more famous and respected than I am. Like this is not how it's supposed to happen, but I think it's very cute. Like it really warmed my heart.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's great. I love Luke. Let's see what Makhachev is going to say.
Actually, this is a good time for an Ariel Helwani story, since we're sharing media stories. First time I met Ariel in person, UFC 241. He was at like the desk during they had like a ESPN desk set up in front of the ceremonial weigh-ins for Cormier versus Miocic 2. And I kind of just wanted to introduce myself, so I waited there for a little while until he was done with the broadcast. And I approached him, I'm like, hi, Ariel, my name's Shaquille. I'm with MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow. And he looks at me and he goes, you write for ET Canada, right? I'm like, what? Like, how do you know that? He's like, well, you tweeted at me one time mentioning that my work got into one of your articles. And I'm like, that is insane, dude. I'm like, how on earth do you remember that? He's like, well, it's just like a weird thing. Like ET Canada is such a thing from my childhood that when you mentioned that, I just remember like he remembered my name and that connection off one tweet a year prior. That dude's brain is insane. I imagine part of the reason he's such a good interviewer.
Gotta know your followers. Gotta know them.
It's crazy.
I have crap memory, so maybe that's why I'm a bad interviewer. Or just my personality in general. We'll never know.
Respectfully disagree.
I feel so bad for Drew. I feel so bad for so many people tonight. I cannot.
What is with this? What is with this like sudden sympathy for everyone tonight?
Sudden. I always have sympathy for people.
Sure, but it seems like it's in hyperdrive. Like everyone who's lost tonight, you're feeling.
Because it was Joe B and it was Thiago. Like it's.
Well, what about Drew? What is it about Drew?
Drew just had a rough night at the office. He just had the wrong opponent.
It's just the most recent one. Yeah. So it was just the most recent, and the way he lost, like I sympathize as a human. Like that doesn't seem like a good way to get that out. Like I just always put myself in their place, like going to bed thinking about it.
Like I'm sure that grip was strong, but part of me was like, Dober's like, this isn't going anywhere. Fuck it, just tap. It's over. Like I'm not winning this fight off my back. So tap.
If you guys didn't see Luke Thomas's reaction, I put it in the YouTube live chat. Fernando, I'll DM it to you on Twitter.
Oh, okay. It's in so many places. I'm not like.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's just so out of character.
And he's so tall. So can you imagine him in person? Like he's a very big human being.
Like the earth shakes underneath him. Yeah.
He's like just intimidating to look at. So this is amazing.
He's a big boy.
He commands like respect.
Okay, wait. I gotta out Colby here because I know Colby. He says, I might sleep for 17 hours after this card, but he's also going to be the only one who tells me he's available to work Sunday. So something's got to give, buddy. Be careful with your availability. That's his warning to ask for Sunday off. I think he's in Florida right now, actually.
What time is it in Florida? I don't know.
I think they're in Eastern. All right, time to sit down again. Dinner and that drink is putting Shaq to sleep. It is so. I'm glad on like lesser fight nights we only do this for like the main card or something, because like it is so hard to keep the energy up for like a 4-hour main card.
Well,
I will abandon you
think this fight will bring the energy up.
Oh, I hope so. I'm so excited for this one.
I will abandon you just because Boo Boo is like watching by himself.
He could hop onto the live chat if he wants. We could make room for him.
Boo
If he wants to get on his computer or on his phone or something, we can put him in
if
here.
you want to hop on with us, okay? I don't think he wants to.
Well, that hurts.
But feel free. You're invited.
Oh, it's your guys' thing.
He said it's our thing.
I mean, listen, this is really an open invite. I will personally send Boo Boo the invitation next week.
You don't want to dim my shine, babe, with your personal charisma.
What's his handle?
It's Rod Del Campo with 2 D's. That right on Twitter? Boo? Yeah, you're getting like a formal invite next time. But he's like a legit, like he's a on-camera like personality here in Mexico. Like he has his show, he's a narrator.
Yeah.
So
really?
like,
wow. Why are we settling for you? Yeah.
I don't. That's why I don't want him on, because it's like you're gonna just be like, no, fuck her, and you know, I gotta assert some dominance in this relationship. So who do you have? We talked about it, but I forgot. You had.
Sterling.
I forgot.
I had Sterling as well.
Yeah.
Jason and Sterling. Oh, I have Yan actually. I'm just gonna go do that then. For now. Like
but this is the one I went back and forth with. I think like earlier in the week I had Yan. And then as the week went on, I have Sterling, and I'm sticking with Sterling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it.
I can honestly like see it either way.
Yeah, for
very
sure. It's
much
a
so, which is why I'm very interested. Yeah.
Shout out to the Pasco in the chat who says, "What's up? What's up, guys? We're heading to the title fight. It's a good time to say it. If you're on Periscope, if you're on Facebook, and you want people to interact with beyond just us, I'd recommend heading over to the YouTube live chat. That's what's popping. If you're a Fightful Pro Wrestling fan, you're joining us, please head over to youtube.com/FightfulMMA. Give us a subscribe there. That goes a long way. Thumbs up on this video if you haven't already. A little super chat donation gets your question, comment, concern read on the air. In fact, I welcome you to leave a super chat and then rank the 3 hosts. I humbly accept that I'll be at the bottom, but I'll read it. I'll read it out loud.
Don't create competition between us.
It's competition between. If you looked at when the viewership peaked, it's competition between Jason and Fernanda. I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah.
It's because we brought up Van Damme, like we cheated, and Demi Moore's boobs.
Yes.
Well, Demi Moore's boobs first, then Van Damme topic just took off.
Oh, what a 1-2.
I mean, it's true. I mean, let's be real. There was the highlights to talk about, especially after the Rakic.
Oh God! Don't remind me about that fight. Can I just say it is so nice to see, as bad as I feel that Glover Teixeira isn't getting a title fight. Can I say how good it feels to finally see Aljo get his shot after just being rejected, and then
like you've won the title fight, but they're not going to make it. And Dana's like, I don't know, we're not sure about it. We don't think he's going to be the one yet. And then they made it.
That has been a long time in the making. And he's like also like we were talking about like marketable people before, and it's like it is a very marketable person. Like he's the kind of guy that he has so much personality, he has so much to offer, and I just feel like sometimes the UFC gets so lazy about actually promoting different personalities. They just expect the big personalities to fall on their laps and just sell them because it's easy.
And if Aljo wins, UFC's got this thing where they, like, after the pandemic, they want to get big in the Caribbean. You have a Jamaican, American heavyweight champion that proudly represents the Jamaican flag. You want to talk about a market where you can succeed and have people come over for, like, a card there with all the travel and everything. Like, that's just money for the UFC if they have him win this fight and he can be the champion with a card in Jamaica, because Jamaica's got all this talent coming up with all these guys, and have Aljo as the face of Jamaican mixed martial arts. I think that'd be the biggest win for the UFC.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
They know how to fucking use it. Absolutely agreed. And he's and that's the thing, right? He's organic too. Like, he doesn't always say the right thing, but I think that's good. It's a sign that this is a person who's actually speaking for himself and who's actually forming opinions and who's actually like putting himself out there as a personality. And I'm much more interested in that than like a person who's going to give you like these canned little responses, who's going to act the perfect way all the time. He's just I don't know. He's interesting. And I don't know. So I feel like sometimes the UFC really sleeps on these guys.
Shout out to Aljo for walking out to Love by Joyner Lucas. And a shout out to JL with the super chat donation to let us know that he ranks us Fernanda followed closely by Jason. Boo gets to number 3 spot,
above
and then Shaq sitting on his toilet just flushed me out.
You weren't there the entire time, Shaq. I feel like that might have cost you some points just because you had to be actually.
You did leave. You did leave your own chat to go get dinner.
It is hard work being here.
I know. It really is.
Fuck, man. And Ron Wilkins chimes in. He says it's a tie between Fernanda and Jason, followed by John Cena, and then Shaq. This is
wow.
Yeah. Well,
no shame in losing to John Cena, though.
Well, and besides, you won't be able to see him, so hopefully you can see me through his invisible shadow there. Apparently, you know what? This has actually been a trend every time I've done anything on Fightful Pro Wrestling. Just shit on Shaq and money rolls in. So it appears it's my gimmick now to just be buried, and I'll accept it.
You're like 2006 Jonathan Coachman. That was his gimmick. Your coach from 2006.
Where did that? I guess it peaked with a anchor spot at ESPN, so I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
be
now
down
he's
with it.
doing some like betting thing. So you'll
No, I don't
eventually
wanna do that.
get over the hump, and you'll become a guy giving betting advice. I mean,
No. Oh, can I say that? No offense, that Giannis dude. Boy, does his voice bother me every time half the time I'm like absentmindedly working on something, and I'll just like, why am I so fucking pissed off right now? And I'll look over, and there's just him giving me bad betting advice.
oh,
My
Yanni the
favorite
Greek.
thing about Yanni
Yeah, Yanni the Greek.
is how he's like. My favorite thing about him is how he like tends everything but his hands. And I think you noticed because everybody brought it up in one broadcast and it got better. But like there was one broadcast where his face was like orange and his hands were so white, and I could never look away.
So they say never read the comment section. Someone left me a comment once early into my sim with Fightful MMA, and what he said was, clean the white corners off your mouth. And while it did permanently crush any confidence in my work that I had built up, it did teach me to bring chapstick to work. So yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I once got that I looked like Luke Thomas's sister, which I took as a major compliment.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, but I got a lot worse than that too. So, but the cool thing about like comment sections on YouTube for women is that there's like no middle ground. Like either people describe very like specific sexual acts that they want to do with you, or like how you look like an airplane crash. Like there's no in between.
Nada, let me see if my like connection with the MMA Twitter social media verse is as authentic as I think it is. Out of the percentage of sexual comments you've had directed your way, what percentage of it had to do with either your feet or someone eating your butt?
Not a lot of feet,
Really?
honestly. I'm surprised because like the butt happens more often. Yes.
And
yes.
Shaq's back in the rankings.
Yeah, the butt, yes, and a lot of like places where like semen would be deposited in general, like as the whole concept.
Jordan
Jordan.
Jordan the champ, thank you for tuning into our UFC 259 watch along, and I just want to say we're just holding a mirror back to you and the rest of MMA social media. So take a moment, really breathe it in, and ask yourself, what gross thoughts have you had about women in MMA, and how can you be better? You're welcome. We will take a super chat donation now for our work. And thank you for joining us, Jordan. Nice to have you.
But yeah, the feet thing, it was a good guess, but I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I don't I don't have a face of a person with good feet. Who knows? I'll take it. I am okay not exploring that corner of the market.
Guys, I need you really quickly to do like a 1 second, 2 second top pause and start for me, because I already know I'm like a little bit behind from that Dober tap.
Babe, can I be like an asshole and ask you to pause for like a second again?
All right.
Aren't you glad you love me? When?
Start it again. That's fine.
Boo boo, can you pause and go back?
Like,
cool.
Yeah, just like leave pause for like 1 or 2 seconds. I'll let you time it yourself. It's not that far, but it's far enough that I noticed.
Okay. Yeah, Aljamain was just adjusting his cup. That's not a.
I'm looking at his back right now.
Was he flexing?
Too. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're synced up, chat.
Guys, the shout out, the live chat's popping today. Shout out to the Sound of Violence. Unrelated question. No, we can't read that here.
Oh, where?
Sound of Violence. What are you doing? Okay.
She started. Oh.
Robert Evans inspired Machete collection. Have you?
Robert Evans is the host of like a podcast that I'm obsessed with, Behind the Bastards. And he's very leftist, and like he's always like getting arrested and pepper sprayed in Portland or whatever, but he is like obsessed with knives and the likes. No, but only because like literally now I was cutting an orange for my Negroni and I cut myself so I can't have sharp objects around me. But that's literally the only reason, because Robert Evans, he is my one true guru and guide at this point in my life.
Wow, the referee's keeping these guys far apart. They do touch gloves, though. I wonder what the odds were on a glove touch between Yan and Sterling.
Do people bet on that? They do, right?
Oh, they bet on everything. Are you kidding me? Next, they're gonna bet on how many feet-related inquiries you get.
They put a tweet up with a spelling mistake. The nerve of them.
I mute a lot of people though, so there might be a lot of feed requests that I don't get to.
I love Aljo's pressure.
It's
kind of
that's what he's got to do. You got to get up in the face early of Yan and try to get that takedown and get the submission while he's.
I will say every time we have peaked in viewership, the feminine form has been a topic. So. It is what it is. But here we are, guys. Yan, Sterling, Yan. Guys, I haven't heard much in the chat in regards to your fight predictions. Who do you have, Yan, Sterling? Let us know. This is less frenetic than I'm used to seeing Sterling, but it's still take control of the octagon, push the guy back.
Yep.
It's smart. Like, he knows better than to just walk into Yan's.
He's so long, too.
Yeah, he's got a big reach advantage. Oh!
Wait, I was a little late. Jason was a little ahead of us.
Jason, you're going to have to pause at 3:30 if we make it there, okay? Let's catch up.
Okay, I will pause at 3:30. So we are like 10 seconds away from that.
All right. Nanda, what are you at right now?
I'm 30, 44, 43, 42.
Okay, so Nanda, you tell Jason when you're at 3:30.
Okay. 1, 2, 1. Now.
Cool. Sure, I'll be there.
Okay.
Man, that was nice. That was nice, making the most of his reach.
Ooh.
Oh, Yan going for a takedown. Nice trip. Now he has to decide. Was this the right decision?
Do I want to do the jump guard?
Boo Boo, the people want to know, who do you have?
Aljo.
He has Aljo. Too.
Nanda, sorry, did you have Aljo?
Peter...
Either.
No, I'm picking Yan now just to like be control.
Oh, now they're flying. These are nice. That one didn't seem to land super clean, but I like the direction this is going.
Yeah, it got his attention. I mean,
It's
Sterling's
great
fighting with
speed.
confidence. I like that.
Somewhere, Ally Quinta and Merab Dvalishvili are just losing their minds.
Chris Weidman,
Nice
he's
takedown.
hyped.
Oh, I love Merab Dvalishvili. He's so cute. I love him.
Oh, his hammer fists. Ooh.
Ew.
Watch the back, but he's got wrist control. Does Sterling?
Oh! Jan's got that power, dude.
He's got
And
no
great
mercy.
boxing. Oh, a little spinning elbow from Sterling.
That's one good tool to have.
Hands up, though, Aljo. Hands up.
Yeah, I definitely want to get those hands up a little bit.
Oh, nice block.
Yan again.
Oh,
took the
that
leg
was
out.
a huge leg
That's
kick.
Yeah.
I love the way Aljo immediately responds no matter what happens, though.
Oh, good shots to the body from Aljo. Oh, that trip attempted.
Ooh. Oh!
That's
Fun.
Okay.
They're
Got a
going for
body
a leg.
scissors going for an ankle.
A little head triangle, a little triangle choke
What
in reverse.
is even happening? I'm so confused. I have several questions.
He is the Funk Master.
True.
Jan's like, nah.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Wow, that was a really slick get up. He just moonwalked his way up to his feet.
That's like more athleticism that I've displayed in my entire life. And like that one get
Jan's got the back.
That's when we realize the gap between us real people and like athletes. Like they get up in a way.
He knocked him on his head.
Oh yeah,
And he's got the back.
That got him. He's groggy.
Wow, who expected this?
Eesh.
Is he gonna is Sterling
He's gonna turn the position.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he gonna turn this into half guard?
He's
in a choke. Is he in a choke? No,
he's okay. But he needs that round to end.
Oh,
I mean, he's alive.
Ooh, very nice. That's
good on him, but he looks he's disoriented. Like
well, that slam didn't help anyone.
That's a 10-9 for Yan, right?
Yeah, definitely 10. Because Sterling came out so hot.
Oh man. But I mean, good recovery because you could see he was like frazzled by that one for like a couple of seconds, and he got back and was like, I'm gonna no sell it. I'm gonna act like this is just fine. Yeah, that he was a
Shabbat shalom to the individual on Periscope who said shalom.
That's like a fucking tough head that Petr Yan has. Because that knee landed
that's
like,
the round-winning shot right there. Right on his head.
Yeah, that was not cute. Yeah.
That was a Gonzo bomb out of All Japan in '94.
So I'm still not confident who's going to win this fight, but
I'm not either.
kind of liked Jan's calm energy.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd say
Sterling's more reactive of the two. You know what I mean?
I think Sterling came out confident, but once he had a takedown stuffed and got knocked down, like he kind of scrambled and went to overdrive and trying to get stuff done.
I worry Aljo might have peaked in this situation.
Let's see. He got some good shots in, so
because everyone
he did, and
everyone keeps saying it was the first and second round are his rounds, right? That he has to win, if anything. He's probably lost the first.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. I like this head control that Jan's doing. Hand on the back of the neck.
Oh, for an axe kick.
Almost hit him in the face.
That's just rude. Okay, Petr, like that's not cool.
What happens if you accidentally kick someone in the head on the ground? Like, would that be a no contest if it was a fight under? Because like Yan wasn't going for an axe kick to the face, but then Sterling kind of swiveled under.
That's the thing, right? Like, and that's going to depend on the ref because technically intention is not necessarily what determines it. Like, if the person can continue due to an illegal blow, that's done. You, as the striker, I believe, have to be in control of your strikes. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we see situations in which the person turns. What was it? JDS was complaining a lot because of the strikes to the back of the neck, and he was the person who turned to the strikes. So but he was the only one complaining about that it was a shot to the head.
Well, the one that comes to mind is determined. When Rose got spiked on her head by Jessica Andrade, but Rose was the one holding on to the Kimura, right? Yeah, that wasn't like an illegal slam. That was a takedown that Rose didn't react appropriately to. And that when I saw live, and I was absolutely certain I had witnessed death. Like that was the one time we were all like, that's scary. In the media room, like some shit went down, and she was okay, but it was really fucking scary to watch that one live. Okay. Nice. Oh.
Okay, now this is what you want. Oh.
Well, let's see. Yan did a nice job there. Oh, Aljo right back in, though. Well, they're going to clash heads at this rate.
Oh, body shots.
I like what Aljo's doing. Body shot, dip under, body shot, dip under.
Change levels.
We talk about Jan's late finishing ability, but I am curious how this sort of pace is going to affect both guys. Like, can Sterling maintain it for 5 rounds? Is Yan going to get tired wrestling so much?
I think Yan would get more tired, especially if you're having to defend these takedowns. Like, that's a lot to take off his body up against the fence. Like, if Aljo can keep the fight going the rest of the way like this, it wouldn't be pretty, but he'd win. And I think he's got enough cardio just from the wrestling experience.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a good toe stomp. That's the thing that like reminds me I don't want to be a fighter. It's a toe stomp. Because it's so relatable. Like not everyone's been punched in the face, but just about everyone has like stubbed a toe and has been weak and pathetic in that moment. And it's like that's the reminder. It's like the fact that guy's just getting a heel to the top of the feet and not blinking. Like I'm not savage enough for that.
I absolutely agree with you because it's exactly in those moments that I'm like, if this very minor thing would like really bother me, maybe it's a good thing I never really pursued that professional path.
Yeah. That was a nice sneaky little knee by Yan too.
Good balance from Yan.
The knee stumps, the little knees to the side of the thigh with their kiss. Oh.
This is a dirty fight. I like it.
Yeah.
Love it. I love how
it's
still so unpredictable as I thought it would be going in.
Aljo's style is crazy. I love watching it.
Yep. He's like very much not today, Satan. Like that's how his approach to.
But at least he's in his own corner.
They're in his corner. Yeah, like you could see.
Ray Longo's like, all right, you got this, though. You got this.
We've been through this.
How good would it feel to be Petr Yan and just like KO Sterling against the fence in front of his corner?
Oh, if you're evil, that would be great.
What are we calling that round?
I gave that one to Sterling.
Yeah, I don't. Give me a second.
I think so. I think he landed a lot more strikes. The body punches, especially. He had the fence control. Like I don't remember Yan landing much that stood out to me.
Yeah, that would be a 10-9.
He's game though. Aljo is definitely game.
I love it. He's just in his face the entire time. He doesn't give a. He's a honey badger. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yan is scary how calm he is. Like the expression on his face has not changed in the moment he walked into the octagon.
This looks like a man who has seen things.
I believe he's seen things. I believe.
Like this looks like a man.
This is a man that was training in Brazil with Jose Aldo and was like, I could beat him. That's when you know you have that confidence and skill ability. When like Aldo was at his peak and you're like, I could beat him.
Yeah. And he was training at the tiny Novo União gym that was like 100,000 degrees. Oh. Just like swarming with Novo. It takes guts just to be in there. Let alone I know because I've done a story or two inside those walls and it was fucking disgusting.
Nice jabs, but nice.
He was like 20 doing that. That was crazy.
I like the way Yan is going for the legs. Big body shot.
Because you can see that it's working.
Ooh, good check.
And
big shot. Jan's boxing is so good.
Yep.
It's a good job though by Sterling. He gets in, he cuts off the makes him fight in a phone booth.
Yeah. He has zero respect for Yan, which is insane and also like a very good tool to have.
It's both good and bad because you're not afraid of him, but then you can get reckless and get caught.
Mm-hmm. Legs are another thing. Like I've done Muay Thai for like 12 years and the thought of just taking leg kicks makes me want to cry. So
for the MMA promotion I do commentary for, we shot a video about like the rules of MMA, and my color analyst is Josh Hill, and he hit me with a leg kick at 5%, and I thought my leg was broken. I was like, "There's no way, there's no way I could ever do this sport where you're hitting me at 100%." And
repeatedly,
repeat it, and I have to eat that and keep going.
Ooh. Young got some. No, and checking is so painful too, right? Because people say, "Oh, you just check." No, checking is awful. It's awful. There's no way. Everything is terrible when it comes to leg kicks. There's not a good thing about leg kicks.
Ooh.
The only good thing is that they hurt to throw.
Ooh, Jan's starting to open up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! Every time Sterling dips and Jan throws a knee, I have flashbacks of that Marlon Moraes KO. You remember they stretchered Sterling out and they just never updated anyone.
Right? Like that was one of those. Yeah. Oh, I missed it. Am I late? What did I miss?
All right, now Sterling is fighting the fight he wants with 2:18 left in the third round. Yeah. Oh, you got kicked in the face though.
Faber was telling me that Uriah Faber was telling me that Petr Yan was over in Russia working with the national wrestling team. Looks like it, dude. Yeah, he's doing a great job.
That's just terrifying. I'm training with the Russian wrestling team. Like, say no more, fam. I'm out.
But yeah, I mean,
that's not a person I want to deal with.
I mean, Jan's takedown defense, according to UFC stats, is 92%.
Oh! What did he get him with? Was it a knee?
I think he got him with an elbow on the exit.
Dude, Petr Yan is schooling Sterling right now.
Bubu said he slipped. I thought I saw a knee, but like those little kicks when you're down and somebody kicks the side of your that would be enough for me to quit. Like one of those. Like I'm out. Like I've seen enough. Yeah, Jan's pretty much taking the momentum and is. But I was just still undaunted.
Yeah, but went for the takedown, left his neck open for getting choked out. Oh, those trip kicks that he throws too.
And he's kicking. He could have hit a knee with that and broken his leg in half, and he doesn't give a fuck. It's insane.
Yeah, this is the first round where Jan's really taking control, especially with the significant strikes.
But still, you can see how it's just not giving a fuck.
Like he's coming on late.
I wish I had 1/10 of this ability to have trust to trust myself, to keep going despite adversity. Kids, let this be a lesson.
That's the round. Pretty clear Petr Yan round.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, wow, Joe. But that's a good performance, in terms of just raising your stock, I think. Yeah, but now it's not looking like what would be the avenue for Aljo to win this at this point. Yeesh. What do you have, Boo Boo?
What, the cards?
Yeah.
29, 28, yeah.
Okay. Boo Boo has 29, 28, yeah.
That's what I have too.
Yeah, that's what I think. I still think my boy Aldo was done dirty, and his fight with Yan was actually pretty good.
It was. I thought Aldo looked great until the end there.
Thank you, because the narrative became it was a massacre.
It was a massacre because the ref didn't stop the fight for when it should have stopped right away.
Exactly. We had this memory. I feel like that was what happened. We had those final seconds in our head, burned in, and then we forgot the rest of the fight, which was really cool. And Aldo was holding his own. The fact that Aldo's treated like an elderly citizen and he's like my age makes me a little sad too.
Yeah, that's just the thing with the fight game too, right? It's like, I'm so good at this sport, but I'm like 19 years old.
And when you've been good for a long time, right? Because it creates like a different perspective. Like a guy who became champion at 40 is one thing. With Aldo, he became champion so young. Dude, Aljo, how is Aljo still in there though? Like, just so active. And so not giving a single fuck. That's amazing.
Aljo's trying to, he went to the body, tried to go to the head, but like he has a bad round, he comes back. Like the first round could be close, though I think Yan did enough to win it, but
yeah. No, he's relentless. Like it's pretty fucking cool.
It'd be interesting if big shot from Yan. Interesting if Sterling can win the round, so it can come down to the last round. That would have been bad.
That was a good body kick.
I am becoming less and less confident in my pick.
I'm the only one who picked Yan. Unfortunately, it was a non-confident pick that I made only because you guys had picked Aljo. But, who needs to know that? That's a technicality. Let's not hold on to such small details.
Sterling's got to stop with that spinning back fist. He gets caught in a clinch with Yan. He's got a waist lock on him every time. They're both a little tired.
I mean, good. That's a sign they're human and they have like human tissue.
It's crazy to see Yan tired though.
But it's such an insane pace, right? And he kind of had to do with everything because obviously there's the kind of tired. Like I don't expect him to get tired in a striking exchange, but he had to sort of halt the wrestling and use some wrestling of his own and like mix everything up, and to keep doing that at this higher pace.
Well, that first round was just insane, pace wise. Did Aljo get poked in the eye? Or is that what he was kind of leading on to, or was it a punch?
Oh, I didn't see it. Yan is like not having it. Ooh,
good knee. Oh, with the right hand followed
up. To the chest. Yep. That's a damn good fight, though. Oh. I'm like obsessed with head kicks, even if they don't land and they're super slow. I'm like, go king head kicks. They're the most beautiful strike.
Oh, that is.
Oh, that's illegal.
That was illegal.
That was illegal.
Shit.
That was illegal. What is y'all doing?
What? Oh no! Oh.
What? Like you could see him thinking about the knee, and then he just went and did it. Like no.
Oh man. That was okay. Let's see. Yeah, that was. How do you? That was such a fucking. He had time though to assess it.
So Sterling can win the title by DQ, right? Because Sterling's out. Like he's got a mild concussion.
We're on Yan versus Sterling, round 4. Yan, I think, was winning the fight and just landed an illegal knee to a downed opponent, to a clearly downed opponent.
With 3 points down.
Oh man, and Yan is like, you can see he's like thinking about his decisions.
But if you watch it, you could see him thinking about the knee and like, should I do it? And then he did it. And he just went and did it. Like, oh, I'll do it.
That's the thing. Like sometimes it's so fast that you can understand the person not really realizing what's happening and just throwing the strike. In this case, it looked like he stopped, thought about it, was like, you know what? It will be fucking worth it. Just throw it. That's insane. Oh man, and this puts Aljo in a very unfortunate position, right? Because it would be well within his right to be like, no, I can continue. This is a DQ. But we know how MMAs are. This be taken as vanilla. But then if he doesn't do that, people will also give crap about it. Sorry.
So let me ask, in this sort of situation, do you think, honestly, is he really concussed right now? Is he playing it up? Is it somewhere in the middle? Like, is there a portion of him that's just like, you know what? Let's just take this.
I mean, maybe.
I think I would.
But that was definitely a violent knee right to his face
bad.
from there.
Yep.
So I don't want to say he's selling this more than it needs to be.
Well, especially if he is actually compromised. Like, maybe he could continue, but if he actually feels super compromised.
Have they? I haven't seen. Have they shown a replay of it?
No.
Yeah. No, I saw once right after it. It was violent. Like it was like a fucking intensity.
It was honestly, right between the eyes.
And that's the thing, right? Like even and there's exhaustion, there's everything playing into it.
They're gonna stop the fight.
Really
they stopped the fight.
He waved it.
Yep.
So is that a DQ title win?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a disqualification title win for Aljamain Sterling.
They can go to scorecards if he says it's incidental.
Yeah.
Oh.
What Boo Boo was explaining.
Rogan doesn't like it. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't feel about this. I don't feel about it.
Fernanda?
It's on the
In the head.
It's on the ref.
The ref can like determine that it's like it was accidental.
No.
And then you go to scorecards or whatever. But
like
that
was it
blatant?
If it wasn't intentional, it was poorly misguided.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should get a no contest. That's a pass.
I feel bad for Aljo. Like, damn, I feel bad.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That's what I was saying. He's like in such a shit position there because it's you take that win and people are gonna say, you know, you milked it, you had an easy win, you're getting your ass kicked, you got this. Like it probably doesn't feel like a legitimate win. And at the same time, what are you gonna do? No, I'm gonna continue this fight even though I've been compromised by an illegal strike. And for what? For what? So that people who you don't know on Twitter respect you more? Like let's see. Yeah, they're gonna
Oh, that's
okay. I missed it. I gotta watch it again.
That was bad.
there again.
Yeah, he's down. His one knee is totally
It's
down.
insane.
What are you doing, Petr Yan?
Yeah. Like I would never, we can't tell at all what a fighter is feeling right now, but that was such a fucking strong head on knee in a weird angle. Like, and I honestly am always inclined to believe that if a fighter was looking for easy ways out, they wouldn't be fucking professional fighters. So I always side with the person who made the decision at that moment that they weren't good enough.
People are asking on the results. So on our end, don't have the result quite yet. Petr Yan threw a very illegal knee. We're about to get either a no contest or a DQ. But Dana White's in the ring with the belt.
Probably. Probably DQ, and we're going to get a rematch soon. It's my guess.
It's an immediate rematch, whoever gets the belt.
Wow, he's putting his hand up. Screw that. Screw that, Petr. Like, have a little bit of class. You messed up.
Dana White looks purple.
It's like the antithesis of Megan Anderson.
It's intentional.
Yep.
Yeah. A DQ title win.
It's Aljamain.
A DQ title win.
Oh,
I don't think he knew that he won.
No.
What is that face?
He doesn't. I think he's
Either
confused
he's like
and
an
not thrilled.
amazing actor, or he didn't know.
I think it's like I won the title, but I won it because I didn't do anything to like earn it on a scorecard or a finish. I got illegally hit in the face.
Yeah,
and not in a fight that he was clearly winning either.
Yeah,
he's already trying to take it off. He said,
"No,
he just
dropped
it.
You take that moment." I feel bad for him though. What a moment! Your biggest moment of your career, and you can't even enjoy it because your opponent was an idiot.
I feel so fucking bad. He was put in just a very terrible position. And if we we're a bunch of people discussing the different ways that this could go, and we expect fighters to know the rules very well, they don't. I mean, even fucking referees don't seem to. Even the commentators don't always know the rules so well. So there's a good chance that he kind of really didn't know what was gonna happen.
Aljamain Sterling, your new UFC bantamweight champion via DQ, illegal knee to a grounded opponent, and no, Adesanya has not fought yet.
I believe, things could be different, but I believe this is the first ever disqualification title win in UFC history.
I think so too.
Who was it that could have gotten it? Anthony Smith, right?
Smith,
he could have gotten a DQ against Joe Jones and then.
Probably because of the, I don't want to win the title this way. And didn't want to put himself in that spot.
Well, that one also wasn't nearly as blatant and impactful as this one.
Yeah. And I heard a lot of, I heard some people be like, oh, you're dumb. You should have taken. So you can't win. Do this decision thinking about your health and your future. Don't take anything else into consideration. And I do think that Aljamain was pretty out of it. He looked.
So John Anik said on the broadcast, 2 judges had it 29-28 for Yan, and 1 had it 29-28 for Sterling as we were in the 4th round.
Oh, yeah, we should probably listen to this.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks so sad.
He's ahead in 1 car.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh.
Shaq. Yeah. Oh, hi, Sean. How's it going? We're listening to. Everyone wanted to tune into the post-fight interview, considering the circumstances. So,
yeah, that was pretty wild. That was one of the most egregious and blatant illegal knees that I've ever seen. But let's be real, Shaq. You know why I'm here.
I know why you're here. In fact, there's a GIF I've got prepared. I don't know what it'll be.
It's GIF as created, as noted by the creator.
Listen, you take the lead, and I'm here to assist.
I hate to do this in the presence of a wonderful lady like Fernanda. A pleasure meeting you, by the way. But we got bills to pay. And, I would love to trim an hour from this pay-per-view. We can't do that. But what I can do is help you guys trim your pubes with manscaped.com. You guys are in luck. The Manscaped Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Hold on, you hear that? Yeah, hear that? Oh my gosh, that's the sound of getting fresh, my friends. Get prepared for St. Patrick's Day with a Manscaped Performance Package. That code Fightful MMA gets you there. Included in this new package is the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, which is waterproof. So I don't know if you're going deep sea diving in your tub. I don't know. You're doing this stuff in the shower. You're covered right here. This thing uses a 9,000 RPM motor. I just paid off a car that isn't as strong as this thing. It is powered with 360-degree rotary dual blade systems. 79% of partners polled admitted that long nose hair is a major turnoff. I'm shocked that it's that low, to be honest with you. The bundle also includes the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer, the best trimmer on the market for your balls, butt, and body, at least according to this copy that they gave us. Oh, boy. I feel really bad for our two guests that are just, it looks like they're getting attacked by the Lawnmower 3.0. But here's the beauty of it. It's got skin-safe technology. So even though you see this going right at them, they're not going to be hurt by this stuff. You can get festive and safely shave a shamrock. They put this in the copy. They put in the copy that you can shave a shamrock into your pubes. You and your partner will get lucky, all right. Their Lawnmower 3.0 will showcase your pot of gold like no other. I take great pride in taking liberties with these, but I got you know what? I got to credit our friends at manscaped.com. Code Fightful MMA. You can get 20% off plus free shipping. You can get Manscaped boxers and the Shed travel bag with your performance package. Don't forget their famous liquid formations, the Crop Preserver. That's ball deodorant, Holmes. Also, your Crop Reviver, which is ball toner to maximize your ball hygiene routine. 20% off plus free shipping with the code FightfulMMA at manscaped.com. And Jason, great to see you again. Fernando, wonderful meeting you.
Yes.
Hi.
Nice to see you again, Sean.
That went on for a while.
It did. Admittedly, I did not read the March copy before I just read it on the air. And
I love it though. Like I'm intrigued.
See, she's one of the 79%.
Yeah.
I guess that statistically that shouldn't be a surprise, I guess.
I hate nose hairs. Like hate him. Like more than anything else.
There you go. She's not one of those gross 21% that for some reason think that that's the normal thing. So yeah, like that finish. Woo boy, there's no way. Like I understand maybe Yan went like a little absent-minded or something, but that seemed awfully egregious. Like he was physically holding Sterling in place, was told, "Hey, he's down," and threw the knee.
Yep. I'll accept the lapse in judgment. What I won't accept is him raising his hand at the end.
That ain't a lapse in judgment.
What are you doing?
That was pretty terrible. Yeah,
that was pretty good.
I saw that and I was like,
the thing where like I always try like I can't even imagine what goes on through a person's mind in a moment like that, right? Like it's such high adrenaline and there's so much happening that I can absolutely understand where a moment when you're just like, you know what, I made a poor call, even though there was like a full like 2 seconds that he had to think about it. Yeah. I can kind of understand that, but then like Shaq said, then you get into the final call and you raise your hand. It's just like you're very oblivious to what's happening around you because that was a long time for you to think about your actions, young man.
Yeah, I agree.
I think what they said on the broadcast, because it looked like he was going to throw it and then stopped, and he heard his corner say, "Knee him, kick him." So his corner, what in the world is his corner doing? Do they not know the rules of mixed martial arts? Because Yan seemed like he hesitated at first, and then when he heard his corner say, "Okay, do it," and then he did it. But yeah, the raising of your hand when you know you're about to lose by disqualification, insane. Probably the first title change by DQ I've ever seen in combat sports. I mean, it doesn't happen in WWE, so...
And Colby brings up a point. Yeah, that's the thing. Joe Rogan going full on like, not like this, not like this. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Colby Faria brings up the scorecards: 29-28 Yan, 29-28 Yan, and 29-28 Aljo. Yeah, but I mean, even if they like they had applied what some fights did, where they score the remainder of the round. Like he would have had a point deducted as a result of that.
True.
Like those scorecards would have been, they would have been in Aljo's favor in that case, because it would have probably been draw Aljo there. So I mean, if they went to the scorecards here as a result of that, then he's probably winning that as well.
Good point.
I mean, and you can say he was running out of gas. I mean, definitely seemed that way, I believe, after the second or third round when he was breathing awfully heavy. But hey, good for him. And now I'm ready to watch the greatest women's fighter of all time. And Megan Anderson, who I think should give up pro wrestling a go in the future. She looks like such a superstar all the time.
Yeah,
Megan
we talked
Anderson,
about this, right? Check in my podcast, like how
Megan Anderson,
how
Rhea
Megan's
Ripley,
actually like
dream tag team.
What was that? Sorry.
I said Megan Anderson, Rhea Ripley, dream tag team.
Yeah,
The
that would be
new-
really great.
the female skyscrapers.
I mean, Megan Anderson is what, 6'1" or 6 foot tall, 6'1" barefoot. So you throw on pro wrestling boots, she's going to be 6'1", 6'2", and then they'll bill her as like 6'8" because that's what WWE does. They pretend everybody's like 3 or 4 inches taller, but like it's such a slam dunk. And somebody was telling me that like actually that I guess her and Big E are friends, which I asked him. I haven't heard back, but she just looks like she would. And MMA fighters, especially female MMA fighters, tend to take to pro wrestling very, very easily and very, very well. I've rarely seen any that look like they're completely out of water or something, like a fish out of water, when they do pro wrestling training.
Good for Big E not being blocked by Megan Anderson.
Are you blocked?
No, I'm actually one of the few that isn't, but I know if you say anything disparaging, she'll instantly block you.
Let me see. Do I? No, I'm not. Also, I mean, she's had a lot of experience doing like on-screen stuff with, I think it was Laura Sanko. So, I mean, that helps out an awful lot too.
Yeah, she did a lot of behind like post-fight interviews for Invicta.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking, like, I'm sure Casey Kenney probably went up to her tonight and apologized. And I was just thinking about this, like, how that apology looked. She's like 6 inches taller than him.
He got on
so
the box.
she's like, you know what? I forgive you, mate.
I keep imagining like in the hotel, like if they like ran across each other in the elevator or something, that has got to be the most awkward interaction of all time. Like, you know what? Is that like I would only fuck you if I was drunk and like so that everybody in the MMA world could hear it. Sorry about that.
Yeah. I like the idea of her shoulder checking him in the hallway and just knocking him off his feet as well.
That's amazing.
Colby Faria says she's big on Twitch. I did not know she was big on Twitch. I'm going to go follow her over there. Usually people like pro wrestlers are also very good at Twitch. I mean, obviously ahead of myself there, but they're really good at connecting. I'm not really surprised that she's good at Twitch, considering the fact that she does have that experience. Yes, she is. Over 20,000 followers. Hot diggity darn.
Oh my God, thanks for following me and welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Who's favorite?
I think they're getting better at using the super high-res camera. Like the first time they did it was just all I am disturbed because it looks so much like a video game. But the first time, like you can see the focus, like it wasn't all the way over there. And like now I think that they're finally learning how to use their new toy. I encourage
it.
That would be like insane if Amanda lost this one.
Yeah. Somebody in our staff chat was bringing up the Michael Chiesa thing where he tweeted that, a cyborg RV is up the road. Like she wouldn't be there just to show up. And I'm like, yes, she would. That's what she does. She just loves to show up places. She did that at the WWE Performance Center. She showed up there and took pictures all around the venue. Like she loves to show up places, and she's probably interested in watching this fight in general. And I'm sure that they'd probably allow that if she wanted to.
Well, I mean, Cyborg's also out there like, I want the rematch, but I fight in Bellator.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work like that Amanda or Chris. It doesn't really work like that.
I love the commitment to the gimmick though. Like,
Yes.
we all know that's not gonna happen, but she's like selling it, and I like it. I think that's cool that you're just like so into this idea that you know is literally never going to happen.
Well, guys, I'm headed back downstairs. You all have another guest awaiting in the lobby, but you know what? I wish you all the best of luck this St. Patrick's Day as well. Manscaped.com, code Fightful MMA.
Boom. All right, and with that being said,
I'm like halfway through.
yeah,
Wait,
we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Boom.
There we go.
I'm me again.
Dan Shapiro of Byline Everywhere on Planet Earth. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, buddy. Thanks
I
for
have terrible
squeezing
lighting.
this in.
Yeah, for sure. I have terrible lighting. It's what I get for living in a studio, but it's all right.
It is what it is. What are you gonna do?
All of you look great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
The lighting does me justice. Guys, official predictions. Megan Anderson, Amanda Nunes. Is it worth asking?
Nunes.
Amanda.
All right. By the way, thanks for raking in the cash. Evan Wright with a $2 Jason Hagholm appreciation super chat.
Hey.
That's amazing.
Thank you very much to Evan
Thank
Wright.
you.
How come I haven't got one of those? Please.
Well, you got you did
appreciate
land.
You're
on
leading the
top.
leaderboard
Yeah.
of top people in the chat. You're on the top of the board.
All right. WWE Mark chimes in. I'll win $300 if Anderson wins via KO round 3. That's so specific. I would have just taken KO in general. But hey, if you do, throw a super chat donation our way. We got you, buddy.
Boo-boo.
That's
What do
just
you
throwing
have?
away money, though.
Round 2?
Anderson,
Is-
the third round? Come on. That's
Is anyone here?
He's going to choke her out?
Is anyone here on the Anderson train for this fight?
I mean, it'd be kind of cool just to see the chaos and that there's hope of more 145 fights in the UFC.
2. A lot of height. It would.
No chance.
I'm usually like for the chaos too, and I love Megan's whole thing. Like I was talking to Shaq about it in my podcast earlier this week. Like she's just an interesting character, an interesting person, well spoken, yada yada. And it would be better for the division if she won it. But I still think that like Amanda has built so much that to have that taken away from her in this fight would, to me, feel like it would be a little heartbreaking. Like it would be one thing for Cyborg to beat Amanda. Like it's another for Megan, who is obviously a great fighter, but like hasn't really shown that much or as much as we kind of expected her to when she joined the UFC to win that one. To me, it would feel like anticlimactic as hell.
I asked this on my podcast. Would this be the biggest upset in MMA history if Megan could beat Nunes, especially if she finishes her?
Honestly, I think Holly beating Ronda was a huge upset that we overlooked because like now we decided we want to think of Ronda as that not such a great fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the time that was such a massive upset. I don't know if this would be the biggest.
Oh yeah, Dan, you might
This
be
is a
not
bigger-
like synced up with us, so I'll deal with that at some point. What time are you at on your?
Is he ahead of us? Because he
Let's
was like
find out.
doing, oh.
What time are you at, Dan?
250, 255.
He's way ahead.
Oh, he's
Okay.
way ahead of us.
Okay, you need to pause. You need to stop. You need to pause right now.
Oh, you're gonna ruin it for us, then. That was it. That was his
No, you don't need to
reaction.
leave, Dan.
Oh, you kicked him out, Shaq.
I didn't. He left on his own.
Shit. Oh. Oh.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
good.
Oh.
Oh. Well, we
Oh.
know that it's gonna make it at least another 50 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Boo Boo had a choke by Amanda on round 2. I wonder if we're gonna get it on round 1.
Wow. If she gets this, like, just cancel 145 in the UFC.
They might.
I think they're gonna.
What are they
There's
gonna do next?
only hope is Kayla Harrison, but she doesn't want to cut weight, and she fights in the PFL.
Didn't she make 145 for a
She
fight?
did, but she said she prefers not to cut weight.
She's
She,
big.
that's
Oh, Yep,
Oh,
that's
there
gotta
we
do it.
go.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow,
You're
easy.
close,
That-
Boo.
That was easy work.
Show.
That
Sorry
was-
to
an armbar.
WWE Mark, who just lost $300.
that happens to all of us. Oh no, not me, because I don't bet. I have enough L's in my life as it is. I don't need to take like the financial blows too. Oh, that's cute. I'm like in the middle of like things. Is this how am I appearing to people? Oh Jesus, that was not even new.
That was. I'm sure Dana's happy about that. Get the taste of that controversial bantamweight title fight out of his mouth.
Such a fucking disheartening display for Megan. I feel sorry for her.
Add her
Now,
to the list of who people Fernando feels bad for today. Feels bad for the entire roster on the L side.
I'm sorry, I'm a softie. But honestly, like one of the things I often think about is like how hard Amanda fucking hits. Like I have no idea because it looks you can see a lot of what happened in Cyborg fights, like I made a huge mistake face of people who run into her fists. And with Amanda, you see it a lot. And yeah.
Ooh, nice little triangle armbar from the back.
Yeah.
People asking when Yan versus Izzy's gonna start.
Soon.
Basically
Yeah.
immediately after this, I would imagine.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna leave you because my poor boob was abandoned by himself.
No worries, Fernanda. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and I'm starting to sing, so nobody wants that. That's like when you want me out of an
Yeah,
environment.
that's one Negroni too many. Fernanda, before you go, let the people know where can they find you.
People can find me on Twitter at Nanda Pratis with a weird underscore. I'm sorry, it's what they had available. They can find me on fanbite.com. It's where I'm doing my coverage. They can find me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever they listen to their podcasts. I have a podcast. I'm the host of it. It's called Bass Camp of My Life. You can find it there. I interview a lot of great people and not so great people like Shaq. I'm kidding. He's great.
I should have seen that coming.
Yes. Instagram, Nanda Pratis, anywhere. I'm a very online person. I don't really have a life. It's very sad, but you can find me anywhere.
Boom. All
Thank
right.
you for
And with
having
that,
me.
good night. Enjoy the main event and give Boo Boo a kiss for me.
You too. Will do.
And she's been booted. All right, Jason. It's you
just
and
you
I,
and me.
and perhaps Dan Tom if he ever makes
comes
his
back.
way back. I don't know what happened. I'm like, yo, just pause it. And he's like,
He didn't want to pause. I
He
mean,
did.
I get that.
he freaked out. I
out
think he
there
probably
watching.
was at the finish already, and he was like,
He's like, I'm not stopping for you guys.
I should try and save face here.
Oh man. Well, that was a
That was-
one-sided beatdown.
And that is exactly what the odds suggested it would be. Wait, is Dana White on the broadcast right now?
I gotta listen. Yeah, I hear Dana.
He was so excited he just hopped over, threw on a headset. Oh, look at the baby. Nunes, her wife Nina Ansaroff with their beautiful baby. People keep asking when is Adesanya gonna fight? It's up next, so stay tuned. It should really start immediately.
Yeah. Amanda at least helped out the broadcast with the speed. And that baby has two mothers that can kick anyone's ass.
Facts.
Well, Shaq, did we just see I know they have Felice
end of
Spencer.
the
Yeah, I think we just saw the end of UFC's women featherweight division.
I think so. Because people are saying like, oh, Megan Anderson has nothing to lose in this fight. I'm like, are you kidding me? She could lose a job. Like she ain't making
also-
bantamweight.
She's also on the last fight of her contract.
Yeah.
So who's to say she resigns, especially if they're cutting that division?
Yeah, I can't imagine them keeping it. I mean, they might keep it open just for the simple sake of calling her a champ and just kind of having her fight a bantamweight for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
But I don't, at the very least, you're not going to see an Amanda Nunes featherweight title fight for quite some time.
No, I don't see it. If anything, you get her another bantamweight fight because at least there's more depth in that division in the UFC. But if this, I know they have this Felice Spencer fight booked against
but
Wolf, but I mean, what does that mean? Really, that could be the official farewell song for it. But if you're a Bellator or a PFL or any other promotion that needs women's 145ers, you're about to have the open market just hit hard.
Facts.
It's really not your fault.
Except
I kill everyone. Yeah. It's just so good.
All right, Colby presenting an interesting theory here. Kayla Harrison wins the PFL tournament. Do you think shout out to Dan Levy on the broadcast, who was on our show yesterday. So Kayla Harrison wins the PFL tournament. UFC signs her instant title shot. Do you see that as a possibility? Yeah,
well, I think
at that point, why not?
I think it's a possibility, but just hearing interviews from Kayla, like she doesn't like cutting the 10 pounds from women's 155 to women's 145. And there's always the option of just keep re-signing with the PFL because you're the favorite every year to win $1 million. So why not keep that going? I think the UFC would have to bring a truckload of money to Kayla Harrison to get that fight happening, especially for the weight cut. And it's the biggest fight for Kayla, but I see it happening. Fight. Yeah, I see it happening, but on the side of less likely than how great it sounds in theory.
I agree. Guys, we're at peak viewership. Thank you for joining us for the UFC 259 watch-along here on Fightful Pro Wrestling, YouTube, Facebook, Sean Ross Sass Periscope, my Periscope. If you're looking to engage the live chat, I recommend hopping over to youtube.com, Fightful Pro Wrestling. That's where you're going to get the most engagement. That's where you're going to kind of amalgamate. While you're here, guys, if you're already at Fightful Pro Wrestling, leave a thumbs up on this. Go give us a subscribe at youtube.com/Fightful MMA. That's where you're going to see all my work. We got UFC fighters reacting to backyard brawls, Conor McGregor's trash talk, all sorts of fun stuff. More of like an entertainment take on MMA content. Also, if you are chilling in the chat, you want to get your questions, comments, concerns, want to keep shitting on me, leave a super chat donation. That goes a long way, makes a good impression for the boss, and warms my heart very, very much. Thank you. I'm done chilling. What happened? I think Dan just like panicked
and
then just left.
I'm not coming back. He was right there at the finish. Screw you guys. I'm watching the strip show the rest of the way in my peace and quiet.
Wonderful.
And
guys,
yes, and we did get a Chris Cyborg champ versus champ tweet right about a couple minutes ago, 3 minutes ago.
I don't think Chris Cyborg is ever on Twitter. It's just her manager.
Yeah. Just champ versus champ. Like Masvidal. It's management just doing the tweets for him.
I mean, I don't think I definitely assume Amanda Nunes would win, and I don't think it'd be super competitive. But I would like to see a Chris Cyborg, because it's weird because Chris Cyborg fought a lot more like the Chris Cyborg of old than that sort of calculating, precise Chris Cyborg that had become a UFC champion. So it's like,
I'd love to see it, but she fights for another promotion and UFC doesn't do business with anyone else. except themselves.
Dan will be making his return a few minutes out from the main event.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, people appear to have lost a lot of money on Petr Yan kneeing. And actually, I never really thought of this, but that goes both ways. If you had any sort of excuse me, I didn't really think of this, but if you weren't just betting straight on a winner, if you were betting on Aljo and it looked like it was going Piotr's way, you're relieved. You just made some bank. But anyone who had Sterling winning by decision, winning by knockout, winning by submission, or Petr Yan winning it all, you guys got royally screwed.
What if you were that random guy, just like, throw some money on Sterling by DQ, just for like the dumbest bet ever, and then it comes in.
You know what? I'm sure Aaron Bronstetter has already tweeted out that result.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Let me take a look. He doesn't. You know what? Maybe I can beat him to the punch on this one.
Yeah, that's definitely all you. Because just like imagine just how wild that bet is.
Yeah. Let's see. I can figure this out. Okay, Aljamain. Oh, so they tie DQ into KO and TKO actually.
Oh, okay.
So Aljamain Sterling by DQ is at plus 650. So, all right, let's go to the chat a little bit because it's heating up. People got their theories about stuff. Oh, why did Shayna Baszler just like a tweet that I mentioned in? What is happening here?
Are you about to manage a team? Challenging for women's
shout
thing?
out. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I saw the tweet. You're one of the bright spots of mixed martial arts Twitter, Shaq. You've done it. Wait.
Yeah, I don't know why I got the pass here, but apparently everyone else in the world sucks. But yeah, I'll take it. So for context, people are probably wondering. I just got a random like on a tweet from Shayna Baszler, WWE superstar.
And former UFC fighter.
Oh, I see. So what happened? Shayna Baszler said this is why titles don't change hands via DQ in pro wrestling, and she was just laughing at how easy it is to troll fans.
Troll the MMA Twitter. Yeah.
All right. How cold is it in Canada? Jason, I feel like your neck of the woods is a bit colder than mine.
No, we actually had it was like +3 today, actually.
Dude, it's like +6 for us.
Well, not much cold though. We've actually hit a bit of a warm spell. So
okay, yeah, but I think that's like relative. Like, what's a warm? If 3 is a warm spell for you, that is not a warm spell for us.
Well, out west, I mean, I've seen people like James Lynch out there practicing golf in January and February. And I'm so jealous of that.
That's true. It's cold. It's not. It's pretty cold. Someone's asking about that. Israel Adesanya is making the walk to the cage as we speak. For those asking, And apparently Ariel Helwani is tweeting. Shout out to Colby for being on top of stuff. Pena versus Holm is off, and Pena could be next for Amanda Nunes. And then I'm just gonna put this up here because the goal of this person: would you go on a date with Megan Anderson? After the dumb shit that Casey Kenney said about Megan Anderson, I'm just gonna refrain from anything that involves like romantic interest or disinterest in the female fighters. She's a beast. I'm gonna leave it at that.
It's definitely the smart move. Keeps yourself out of trouble, both professionally and in your real life.
Yeah, I'd rather not die.
Yeah. I will say, for a 3-titled pay-per-view, to have the main event hit at around 12:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll take it. This could have been a lot later.
Yeah. I mean, it's 9:40 here. I'm loving life.
You're loving life every pay-per-view. You just can at least do something. It's normally like at 4 a.m. when everything's done.
Yeah, but if it makes you feel better, once this is over, I still got a lot of work to do tonight.
Oh, I know. I know that. Yeah. Oh, Petr Yan has tweeted, "I apologize and wish speedy recovery to @Funkmaster MMA. I didn't mean to throw an illegal strike. I just made a big mistake and paid for it."
You know,
I mean,
that could have been worse. Could have been worse. It's definitely not Sean O'Malley egregious, so I accept.
Yeah. Or this is garbage. I shouldn't have lost the title.
Could you imagine if he came out and be like, Sterling was faking it? Although that would add a really nice heat to the rematch. So,
oh man, but like MMA Twitter would turn their love of Petr Yan just all this hate.
Oh, there's definitely a portion of the MMA Twitter fan, and they'd be like, "You're right, man. Sterling was faking it."
Joe Rogan hated that Sterling won the title by disqualification, except those are the rules.
Yeah, like
that have been around forever.
Yeah, I don't really know what Joe wanted. Like, I get that it's a shame, but like, Yan
those are the
did
rules.
Something illegal. Like, what do you want?
That have been around for now 30 years.
All right, guys. Jan Blachowicz making the walk to the octagon. No noose in hand this time.
No.
Oh, man, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm getting a little nervous for this one, admittedly. I like both these guys a lot. There's a lot at stake for both men. Are you going to be surprised if Yan gets the win?
No, not at all. I think, as we talked about earlier, I think Yan hasn't got the respect he deserves. And if he gets in a clinch scenario where he can take the fight to the ground or land a big clean punch off a break and knock out Adesanya, I wouldn't be totally shocked at all by this.
Yeah. I mean, I will freak out. I will jump up and down like an absolute madman because, of course, I will. But that is not meant with any disrespect towards Jan Blachowicz. I totally foresee this happening. Dan Shapiro has joined us again.
Oh,
hey, Dan.
What's going on, man?
How's it going? So let me find the right link. Nope, that's not you. Is this you?
Nope.
Yep, there we are.
Yeah. Nope.
Boom.
There we go.
Boom. All right.
So real quickly, I have 3:12:52, and Yan is in the walkout area. So should I pause that?
Yan on our screen is getting his face massaged.
He's in the prep point.
Okay, he's in the octagon for me.
Okay, so what I recommend is right when the fight starts, hit pause. I think that'll be the easiest. I think that'll be the easiest.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm here for, buddy. That's what I'm here for.
You might be ahead of me at this point, to be honest with you.
No, we're not. He just made his way into the octagon. I love this camera. It legitimately looks like I'm watching a video game, and I am all the way down for it. Guys, let us know in the chat. Izzy, Yan, who do you have? Now, who did you bet on? Because I know you're all losing money tonight. Who do you have?
I forgot to put my bets in, to be honest with you.
That's okay. What's your official prediction?
I think it's going to be Adesanya by decision.
A decision. Okay. Interesting thing how that plays out.
Yeah, I think Yan is tough enough to take it, and he's not going to quit. Bruce has a great blazer tonight, I have to tell you.
Yeah, he's very hit or miss, but I'm definitely a fan of this. Like this is the thing though. When he misses though,
it's bad. Yeah,
it's bad, but I can't deny the finesse. Like if anyone's gonna pull it off, it's him.
Well, you got to go for it. He's willing to go for it. But this is a win. This is a win. It's been a while, something like that. And I'm not the most current, I have to tell you. So regardless.
I'll knock some points off for the pocket square. It's not my favorite, but everything else is a solid. It works.
All right, he's doing end now.
Someone, and I think it's Dan. You're gonna have to turn down the volume a little bit because YouTube will flag us for the audio.
Oh, the actual broadcast?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's fine. I watch a lot with the commentary off because it's no problem. I can keep it low. All right, it's time.
It is time.
You guys been to those Apex shows?
No, I have not. No. How are they?
I haven't been to anything since the pandemic started.
Yeah. Can't say I have it. Hey, I'm not getting across the border right now, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's closed both ways for Canada. I don't know. I know one person that's crossed the border from Canada, but he is a dual citizen, so I guess that kind of alleviates that. Yeah, that's like the one case you could do it. Yeah, Adesanya looks skinny for 205. I'm sure he can tag Yan up, but Yan can probably eat a lot of that more than middleweights. Gastelum made it for 5 rounds, so Izzy can make it look stylish, but Jan's gonna grit it out and be a tough hammer, for sure. He's plus 200. That's good money, I guess.
Oh, I would wait. Izzy was plus 200? No, Jan's plus 200.
No.
Right? Yeah.
Jan's plus 200. That's good money. That's fair.
Yeah, the disrespect, man. The disrespect is real.
See, when you guys bet, right? You don't bet just on one fight, right? You do you bet like your night out, so you have kind of some.
Yeah, I just use other people's betting guides because I get too stressed out betting, but I can't get my money out because of the terms of agreement. So I end up with a lot of parlays, but not by choice.
You don't do that in Canada?
Do what?
You guys can do online gambling in Canada, right? A lot of that.
Yeah. No, I know, but like I took the free money that they offer, the bonus money, and then there's a lot of restrictions they hit you with the betting sites in terms of how you can get your money out and when you can get your money out when you accept their buy-in. Right.
So I got Yan and Izzy just touched gloves in the center of the octagon, and now they just backed up, and I paused.
Oh yeah, we're pretty much in sync.
Yeah. I got Yan like against the cage.
No, okay, you're like 2 seconds tops in front of us.
Well, I paused it for more than 2 seconds for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm at 4:55 right now, just so you know. What's your fight clock at, Dan?
No. I paused it thinking that you guys were gonna.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you paused it. Okay, well, we are at 4:37. So why don't you go to 4:30 or something? We'll get there, guys.
That's gonna work.
Well, I'm sure you can fast forward on your ESPN.
Oh, I can just hit live. All right, cool. 4:04. I got 4:03.
Okay. Pause it at 4. And we'll let you know. And for everyone wondering what's going on in the fight, Yan just threw a leg kick at 4:15 on like the first strike of the entire match.
All right, I'm at 3:53 because I was waiting for some
okay, have you paused at 3:53?
I did exactly.
Okay,
3:53.
Cool. I'll let you know. We're almost there.
3,
4,
2, and 1. Go.
Boom.
Nice.
We are here, guys. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us for this last Fight of the night. It's been a pretty entertaining night. A lot of drama.
A lot of intrigue. What an interesting night. One of the most interesting nights in UFC history.
Yeah, insanity. The Petr Yan illegal knee was just nuts. You know what? Although Yan is the bigger guy, it's crazy how well Israel's length and reach has transferred over to light heavyweight. Like he's a big dude.
Yeah, he's taller. Yan is obviously more of a brick shithouse kind of rough you up. But Izzy is long enough and high enough to keep distance, and that's perfect for his style. He can dance around there for 25 minutes. And he's way more disciplined than a guy like Yan who threw his title away for just kicking someone in the face. Man, Izzy looks so calm in there. Like, he's just lining it up. Every little thing, he's just going to put it all together.
Oh, nice head kick. It was blocked, but I like the slap.
Yeah, Izzy might be skinny, but he is long enough to compete with everyone at 205. Think about it.
Sure.
Like, Rakic would be the next guy that would have any sort of length to get close. Izzy's, oh man.
Yeah, and Izzy's got the technique, the precision, and the speed to make up any sort of power deficit. I think if Yan is going to win this, it's going to be on the ground, quite honestly.
You know, Izzy's
where you can use that weight.
Training on the ground, like primarily for this fight, right? He's been doing all this stuff with what's his name, Carvalho in Orange County. He was there for a couple months.
Yeah. Well, so no, I'm not saying it's an easy.
Oh, even that.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I just feel like Yan's size would be better served forcing Izzy to carry his weight than it will be trying to fight at range.
I know we're talking about
Yan's good, man. He's been so good, but it's just not going to be his night.
People wondering if we're showing the fight. No, we're not. Sorry, Jason. We keep cutting you off.
I know that we were talking about, like, Izzy kind of still being skinny, but I think he fills out this 205 frame quite nice, even though he's under the weight
200.5 frame?
Yeah, it's 200.5. Like, he looks... Like, I like this.
At the beginning of the week, didn't he say he was going to be like 191 or something like that?
193, yeah.
Would they have even sanctioned the fight if he was that low? Like, at a certain point,
yeah, you just have to be... You just can't be, like, 2 weight classes below.
Oh, is that the rule? Jeez.
Yeah.
They've canceled when it's not within 10 pounds, but I think maybe it's also a percentage of the weight difference. But Izzy is
Izzy's so sharp.
He's going to take a fight at heavyweight eventually if they'll let him, just to see how his stand up. He's that permeable between the weight classes.
We talked about that earlier. I would prefer to see him versus John at light heavyweight, just meet in the middle sort of situation, but it would be insane if he could be a 3-weight world champion.
You think John's going to cut all that weight after spending a year to go up?
No, but we can wish. All right, listen, my energy level's a little down after doing this for like 4 hours. That was not the most exciting fight, but Izzy's clearly, right?
Yeah, definitely Izzy round.
Yeah. Someone's asking in the chat,
for sure.
Who is next for Amanda Nunes? At featherweight, nobody. At bantamweight, apparently Ariel Helwani is saying that Juliana Pena versus Holly Holm is off, and that Julia Pena is the current runner-up to fight Nunes next for the bantamweight strap. Which I'd rather Pena get one fight against someone of Holly's caliber first, but I mean, it is what it is.
What a night for City Kickboxing. They had
from someone about fight Amanda next.
Yeah. Well, at 145, I don't think there's going to be a division anymore.
Amanda should fight the winner of the PFL next, I think.
That is exactly what someone suggested.
Did you see that? Did you see that Amanda was like getting carried on her shoulders with 2 belts, sort of like Clarissa Shields yesterday with 2 boxing belts?
Ooh,
That's the
Izzy
second
was
time
close there.
The second time she's got carried out like that. She did that after the Spencer fight.
All right, so
yeah. I mean, look, they're not going to find anyone else to fight her that's good enough besides Clarissa Shields. What's her name? Kayla Harrison. Those 2 are great.
Kayla Harrison,
That's the way to go there.
Adesanya jumped from -210 to -325 favorite after the first round. Someone's asking us, is he won yet? We're only in round 2, but he's winning so far. So,
do you guys do the live gambling updates?
I don't even know where to find them, honestly. But our staff writer Colby is killing it. So, someone's asking technically who is reading better. It's Izzy. He understands the range. He got hit. Blachowicz is getting closer though.
Yan was a little something there. Combo with the kick.
It was very slow
Jan's
first
a
round
tough
for
guy.
Yan, but he is starting to push the pace.
That Adesanya reach, man.
The more he's going to draw him in.
I love the kicks to the leg. This is the problem with Izzy's style, though, is he's so next level striking. If he doesn't have a willing opponent, it's not going to be the most exciting fight of your life. I mean, this has been good enough so far, but can't help but wonder.
This is all tactical. Israel is doing this to bait him in, round by round. Every round is supposed to be a little bit closer, and a little slip there, but nothing big. No big deal. He's trying for Yan to want to come closer so he can tag him up. That's the whole style.
People ask about the leg
Control
kicks. It's almost exclusively been Izzy. I don't even think Yan has thrown one leg kick. I think he threw one at the beginning of the fight. But the leg kicks have been all Izzy. He's going inside. He's going outside. He's doing the stomp to the knee. He's mixing it up real nice.
But now,
Yan, body lock. And that's the strength, right?
Yeah,
that's the strength.
Good defense, though.
He just taught. Yeah, Izzy, great job getting up. But I think that's the sort of grappling power Yan hopefully can make a use of.
Ooh. All right, they're okay.
We're good. We're okay.
I like the sportsmanship. Pokes him in the eye. Sorry. It's okay.
That kind of classiness is also going to be part of Yan's undoing because he's a true sportsman. He's going to walk forward for 5 rounds, but round by round, Izzy's going to, minute by minute, he's going to get better reads and he's going to be able to tag him up. Boom, leg kick. Yan's going to have nothing to throw that crazy power with. Izzy is so technical. They come up with these amazing plans of how to do it every time. Except for the Romero fight, he's been the best, man. Look at that, just backing him up with the kick.
Ooh, close. No cigar.
Ooh, right in the cup.
Oh.
Is he doubling up on the fouls?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You guys see that video of Daniel Cormier cheated? They're playing some sort of game in the studio during the weigh-ins, and then they pulled up the footage, and Daniel Cormier was clearly looking at Chies's answers.
No, I didn't see that. I saw the game they played, but I didn't realize.
And Laura Stanko kept doing a towel imitation. I caught you. We caught you. Good. Ooh, good shot by Yan. I like the way he's jabbing to the chest now. If he can't hit anything else, he might as well hit that chest a little.
Flying knee from Blachowicz?
Oh, Yan trying to do a flying knee there.
He got a little smile on his face.
Yeah, the punching test is on purpose too. Everything is
Izzy slides just out of the way.
Range is...
So yeah, Joe Rogan on the commentary is sort of saying how you can't get lulled into a technical striking match with Israel, to which I counter, you can't do anything with Israel because we saw Derek Brunson and Robert Whittaker kind of go for broke. Did not end well for them either.
No, Yan is a very patient fighter. He's going to make mistakes. Yan is also the kind of guy that capitalizes on other people's mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel's not a guy who makes mistakes. So it's going to be tough for Yan to really find that opening for his power when Israel doesn't give it to him. You know, this is, you know, it's a competitive fight, and it's going to be the whole way through. But Adesanya is going to take the rounds.
Yeah, I've got that 2-0 for Israel.
Yep. Me as well.
And he knows he has to be careful. He knows he has to be careful, but he's been there with Yoel Romero. You know, he's faced power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Romero's going at 205 now. He has the power to throw it that weight. You know, Israel's faced some good in his day. You can take him, but you don't want to take too many.
Excuse the yawn, guys.
When you guys rate this as the review of the year so far, or what? I think it's been a good card up and down the whole way through.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be kind. You know, the main event's the cherry on top. So I think if this fight goes the way it is for 5 rounds, I think I have to give the edge to the Bisping St. Pierre card because that delivered all the way through.
Oh no, I'm not saying all time.
Just of the year?
All timer. Yeah, just early goings for the year. You know.
I'd probably 250. I'd probably give 257 the edge if this fight doesn't end in something really exciting. Oh, I like a Nick Baldwin making the main event tweet package. A little boy, he's doing good for himself.
He's all over those TV.
TV. Wow, this good for.
Oh, he's got his back.
Yeah, got the back. Looking for a choke.
Oh, standing. Nice knee.
See, now you're making me scratch.
He stunned Yan though.
Yeah.
Dude, the second Blachowicz made it messy and it was working.
Nearly got clipped with a head kick.
Oh, nice uppercut. He's going for it now. I like it.
Yeah, nice.
Gotta give credit to Izzy. He was in a bad position for a sec. We've seen Yan land really weird standing chokes on other people, but he's very good at responding immediately to a takedown attempt, getting off of his back, peeling off the fence. Nice little jab by Yan.
Oh, good kick to the body by Adesanya.
Nice. Oh, nice moving in on it. Oh, but he let himself get body locked.
Clinch it up, slow it down.
This is where Yan needs to be the whole time, I think.
This is what I think he wanted. And this is where I think is the one path to victory for Yan is just on the break, get him with a counter right or counter left.
Yeah, those are the kind of openings that Yan needs, to have a chance to catch him. But Izzy can tie him up. Look at that. He's gonna try and turn him around, get the outside. He's not gonna try and tie him up for 3 minutes. He needs to break off, but on his own terms.
Nice job, Izzy.
Nice knee to break. Masterful.
Yan's doing an okay job of checking the leg kicks. It's gone better over the course of the fight.
Yan's getting tired, guys. He hasn't fought too many 5-rounders,
And I like that Izzy didn't bulk up. He's not carrying all that extra weight.
Yeah,
he's gonna have the stamina. He's gonna have the speed. And when you're as precise as him, you don't need a lot of power. You don't need a lot of additional power. Like you can generate all the power you need.
Good round for Yan.
Ooh. Good thing he got out of the way of that.
All right.
Too.
All right.
Nice. Oh, those leg kicks where it gets their entire leg swinging. The question mark kick. 1-2 lands by Izzy.
overhand right was nice through all of that. Oh. He's attacking that kick throughout. It's the same thing he did with Costa, just, like break him down with kicks.
Nice body kick.
Costa was way easier, but whoosh.
Oh, nice stiff jab from Yan.
Oh, good left hook from
Nice.
Blachowicz. And there's another clinch up against the fence. Smart, smart. The foot stops.
The strikes, with the significant strikes, 20 to 23 for Adesanya would suggest this fight is closer than it is. But Adesanya's definitely landed the harder shots.
Adesanya feels fresh. He feels like he has everything. Just keep him Yan guessing, and Yan just looks tired.
I think Jan's winning this round, though.
You think? No, I think.
I think Jan's winning this round, though.
Oh, I think that was Izzy's round because
I'm gonna
he
give
stunned
that-
him. He stunned him pretty good.
I
Absolutely.
think both stunned each other. Stunned each other.
All right, people. It was kind of fight is picking up round to round. It's getting people ask about what's going on in the fight. It's getting more and more exciting round to round. First round, not a whole lot. Oh, Izzy's got a big spit wad hanging from his lip. Shout out to Coach Eugene Behrman for knocking it off. I mean, look, Jan's trying to close the distance, not with a lot of success. Adesanya's doing a great job of managing his distance. They're both landing. Dan and I have it 3-0 for Izzy. Jason has it 2-1 for Izzy. Adesanya's down to -210. So Yan closed the lead on the live odds there based on his performance in round 3. Guys, are we more or less confident in Jan's chances of winning after that third round compared to going into this fight?
I'd say they're still the same for me. I'm still leaning Adesanya, but even though I gave Blachowicz the third round, he can do it, but he's gonna have to keep fighting this style of fight.
Yeah. Dan? Oh, Dan.
I couldn't quite hear the question, Shaq. You break up a little bit.
You break up a little bit, Dan.
Yeah,
I said, are you... Oh! He landed a big right hand on Izzy. It looked like it was more a stumble than anything, but he got him. He got that. He knocked that head off for a sec.
Oh,
Nice shot. Oh, Jan's getting closer now.
I think Jan's power is compromised at this point. I think he's a little too tired to throw full force.
That's fair.
He just
That's
had
fair.
looping overhand
Ooh.
left. Connected.
Nice
but
leg
didn't
kick from
stun
Izzy.
Izzy.
Body kick in response by Yan. Ooh.
Oh,
Adesanya's just got that length
Nice.
though that can just turn this over so fast.
Dan is very, very high on the Izzy train. You can tell. Oh, Yan with his first legitimate takedown settled into guard and is working on passing a half guard. And he passed
It's a good
almost
place for him to
immediately to
be.
half guard.
Yep.
oh.
That was a good takedown. He's got 3
He's
minutes
got arm
to work.
triangle position. Just needs to pass.
Let's get that arm through.
Yeah.
This is
Got
it.
that
This is
leg.
where Yan wins this
Time
fight.
up.
Use that
Oh,
weight
oh.
now. Now, especially in the later portions of the
Oh,
fight.
he's sneaking. he keeps getting that arm in the right position for the arm triangle choke, but Izzy's doing a good job of getting it back in the right position.
Izzy's slippery, man.
On the wrong side of the body to pull that off. It's just that Islam pulled it off earlier tonight.
Sure. But if you can lock down on the position, you can start working on the knee slice. Like securing the head and the arm's the hardest part, right? From there, you can put a lot of pressure to help pass. Although Yan doesn't, I don't think he really wants it. He's not committing too hard for it.
I think you're supposed to hold Adesanya down with him in half guard or mount.
Look, it's a smart way for him to pick up a round. Even between us, we're split on how the third round was scored. So if that's a way for him to edge closer so that the fifth round is the winner take all round, smart move, Yan, you know?
Well, apparently Colby
up a little on the feet and take it down. He's bigger.
Colby appears to think it's 2-1 for Yan right now. So on his books, we're going to a 3-1 for Yan. I don't agree, but if that's how he sees it, it might be how people see it.
Which Colby?
Our staff writer Colby, not Colby Covington. I would not expect.
Let's just say it's Colby Covington. It's more fun that way. So Colby Covington has a 2-1 Yan. He's wrong on that.
When do we think, guys? So Yan is, he's peppering away, working on his position.
Just side control.
Oh, very nice side control.
Israel's going to just ride that out for.
I was going to say, at what point do we think Yan starts opening up and risks losing position? 15 seconds out, 20 seconds out?
Probably. He probably lost the round, So just don't get tired, don't get hurt. Come back on the feet. Fifth round starts on the feet. Could be 2-2, could be 3-1 Izzy.
I don't think it's any
what Colby said.
Yeah. Adesanya is apparently now down to a -210 on the live betting odds, and I imagine it'll be even shorter by the end of this round. I say like 15 seconds left. You've won the round. You're not going to get any. They're not open up, because at this point, nothing's going to happen on the feet. There we go.
Well, I got it even.
Jason has it even. We have it 3-1 for Izzy. So.
But suddenly this fight has great tension going into the fifth round. It looked like Izzy was far ahead, and now we could be anywhere. This is it, it's all.
Yan is now.
There's a great ebb and flow to this fight.
Yan is now a -175 favorite on the live betting odds, plus 115 underdog for Izzy. Colby, can you let us know what betting site you're using? It'd be nice to know.
I think Yan is also a favorite to be the next one to get a Monster Energy sponsorship. I think they're going to have to look for a, random country talent to pick up those, American fighters aren't going to want it anymore. It'll be like Poland and Vietnam, something like that. I missed that whole portion of the show, so I had a whole bunch of people going on with Monster Energy, and then I had to catch up. So that seems to be a big theme tonight. Look, this is a cool fight. Best fight ever? No way, but let's do it. Fifth round.
Yeah, Phil Murray of SportsCenter also has it 38-38. So 2-2. Sean Sheehan has it 38-38. Oh, couple big shots. Aaron 39-37. Shout out to Aaron Bronstetter.
More in agreement with Bronstetter there.
Yeah, as am I. But neither guy can afford to lose this round.
But these guys got good advice in their corner. They know that, they have people leveling with them, telling them they have to win this round. It's way too close. They're going to deliver, even if they just freeze each other up. It'll be a technical round.
So what does this performance tell you guys about a potential heavyweight run for Izzy? Because I just think the jump from middleweight to heavyweight's too much. And I thought it was the case before this fight.
Oof. If Izzy gets John to come back down to 205, maybe it's competitive. But up a weight class, no way. John's too big. And you know, John's seen it all. Let's not forget that. John's seen it all.
Jan's landing good. This round is even so far.
Oh,
Ooh, nice land from Izzy.
Izzy using his
Overhand
leg.
right.
Yes, yes.
Man, like how good is Izzy as a striker to be able to fight with his hands this low against someone like Jan Blachowicz? It's just insanity.
You know, at point, Izzy probably feels like he can take Jan's power a bit more, but he still also needs to impress the judges. So he doesn't want to get hit too much and get too close into Jan's range.
Yeah.
There's a whole performance aspect to this fifth round. You know, they need to damage each other, but they also need to show that they're active and really going for it, because this could end up in the hands of three strangers who have been incompetent at times. And some of them are great, but it's just very inconsistent, and we all know that.
And that's what you got to be careful of. Even if you don't feel like the power is there, you don't want the judges to think that the power. There's a difference in what you feel and what the judges see. All right, round 5, significant strikes, 13-9.
Even what,
in Adesanya's favor.
oh, shot the double leg and
Let's
got the
not-
Got it.
takedown.
Oh my God.
that
Wow.
is crucial.
Adesanya cannot accept this one.
That's a
You know,
clean
Shaq,
takedown
what's
too.
awesome is that it happened at exactly 2:30. So that means that this could be half the round on the feet with Izzy controlling and half the round with Yan on the ground. So how do you even compare? This could be one of the closer decisions that we see for so many reasons.
Well,
People are gonna be
I would.
split about this one for a long time.
I think Adesanya did do a little more damage on the feet, but here's the reality. I think it was close enough that if Yan can ride out top position and pepper with strikes, I think he takes this round, no question. It was close enough on the feet that I think he's going to make up the deficit on the ground over the next 2.5 minutes.
Sure. It's just interesting that it happened right at 2:30. So you're going to watch. You're going to go on, what is it, MMA Decisions? You're going to go on there, and I bet you're going to have people with different scores. It's going to be one of those split nights.
I've got someone asking, probably complaining about me blinking a lot because I do blink a lot. I'm very tired. There are 2 bright lights in my face. I'm trying my best to think and regurgitate those words. But hey, if that's what bothers you, click off on me.
Oh, Izzy's just gassed, taking big, deep breaths.
Izzy's not loving being underneath a 205er for sure. He's not trying to take any more fights at 205 after tonight.
No, and I was going to say, like, I'm not interested in a rematch here. I don't really, like, let Glover have his title fight. Izzy, go back, do some work at middleweight. Like, this is not a fight that I want to necessarily see a repeat of.
This wasn't a fight I wasn't super into just for the like reason it was made, just for fun, really. Like, give Glover the next title shot, and Izzy can, write a record as one of the greatest middleweights of all time.
All right. The odds are apparently live -225 for Yan, +175 for Izzy. Fuck. I have this 3-2 Izzy, but Jason, you have it 3-2 Yan, don't you?
Yep. I do, and finish it with those hammer fists as well. That's going to look great for the judges. Full mount.
Oh. Yeah. He won that round.
For sure he did. I have it 3-2, but if we're scoring pride rules, Yan won that fight.
Yeah, that's true. If you're judging pride rules, Yan won that fight. Apparently, shout out to CM George. He says, Dan and Shaquille, you guys are unbiased. Lol. Jason is biased and rooting for Yan. You know what? Izzy is my favorite fighter. Yan, I think, is one of the nicest. I call it how I see it, but that doesn't mean I'm right. Jason, though, you biased piece of shit.
Terrible.
All right, interesting.
Yeah, look, the second and third round were close. We're going to see people are going to score that differently. The fourth and fifth were definitely for Yan. First was for Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be many variations within that. I do have it 3 to Adesanya, but
here's the thing, though. Honestly, a fight like this,
fight, but I don't think Izzy's going to go around 205 he can go get a rematch against Whitaker or Costa or Vittori.
Yeah.
Paid for beating guys he already beat, and then maybe he can consider going back up.
Like, come back for the John Jones fight, but I don't want to see Izzy versus Glover, Izzy versus Rakic. Like, it's going to slow things down, and I don't even think the payoff's
a year
there.
or two to fight John.
Yeah.
They can ride that out a year or two, build Izzy back up, build Jones at heavyweight. That fight doesn't need to happen now.
I love watching them talk, exchange, talk about the game, what just happened.
Dana doesn't look too pleased about that fight. He's kind of lukewarm in the octagon there.
These guys are great. I love the sportsmanship. But Herb Dean's having a good time. Dana White's just in the back, head down. The contrast is just wonderful. I feel like Dana White has gotten even
Izzy and
more...
Yan are likable.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan?
No, tell me about Dana White, Shaq. I want to hear it.
I just say I feel like Dana White's gotten more and more intolerant to poor performances over the years. All right. Decision time. Oh, it's unanimous. 49-45.
Wow.
49-45. 2 49-45s for Jan Blachowicz. How does that happen?
So they give him a 10-8 in the fifth?
There were no 10-8s in that.
No, there was definitely no 10-8 rounds.
49-45?
It was a 48-47, I think. And 2 49-45s. Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, 49-45 would mean that there's a 10-8 round.
There was no 10-8 round. It was like a couple minutes of top control with not much.
I agree. I didn't have anything at 10-8 in there, but that 49-46 is a fair scorecard. Even if I didn't have it that way, you can see how it was.
Wow.
Get the scorecards on MMA decisions now. I need to see this. Yeah, 49-45.
Weird.
The UFC is going to chill on 205 while Yan is the champion. They'll probably give him that with Glover. That's a good fight to make.
The biggest winner of this fight is Glover.
Yeah.
Well, and Yan. But, I mean, the second biggest winner then is Glover. Because
Super interesting. All right, guys. Jan Blachowicz wins and retains his light heavyweight title via unanimous decision, 49-46, 2 49-45s. Although I'm seeing a lot of people online who scored for Izzy. Interesting time. Guys, sorry, Dan, I'm going to cut you off. There's just a bit of a lag between us. I got to get some post-fight stuff. Closing thoughts on the night, Dan?
What's that?
Closing thoughts on the fights?
Anything in closing? Is that what you asked me, Shaq? The winner of this fight is Jan Blachowicz. That's it. He's the first person to beat Israel. He retains the title. His next fight can be against Glover, and that's a very winnable fight for this version of Jan Blachowicz. He's good, man. He's a durable guy, and he can keep winning until he needs to fight someone like John Jones. He can cycle through the division. Who's he fight? Dominick Reyes again? He owns that shit.
Okay, Jason, closing thoughts?
Well, I think some of these fights didn't live up to what we really thought they would be, though the main event got going towards the end. But in a way, it's a historic night for the UFC. The first time Israel Adesanya loses, and that's going to probably chill his run at light heavyweight and even heavyweight. We saw our first ever disqualification title victory for Aljamain Sterling in the bantamweight division. All in all, I mean, we have one new champion, and Amanda Nunes proves she's the greatest female fighter of all time. I mean, title fights, I guess they did deliver. Very controversial in one of them. But the prelims, I thought, really came and shined. But good night of fights overall. Definitely wasn't a waste of time.
Agreed. All right, so Izzy on the post-fight is saying that he does not regret not putting on more mass. His legs are fatigued. And you know, he's ultimately the one in there, and he seems content with the decision. So that's cool to see. Guys, Dan, Jason, before I do the outro, why don't you guys let people know where they can find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at jhagholm1. You can find me on Instagram at just at jhagholm. And look for episodes of Jason and the Gentleman to drop every Wednesday morning on my YouTube account. Show's co-hosted with Bellator Bantamweight, the gentleman Josh Hill. So yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday night to be up for Wednesday morning to break down all the happenings of UFC 259.
Dan?
I'm around, man. When you need to find me, you'll find me. When I need to find you, I'll find you. I'm around. You can find me on the internet. It's cool. But thanks for having me on. See, I found you on Fight Night, and that's it.
You did it.
So, yeah, cool project, cool Fight Night. And they're doing it again in 2 weeks. So it's a great month for fights. This card was cool, and the next one is going to be maybe even better. Who knows? I'm stoked for those as well. So I'll see you guys around the way.
Facts. Guys, Jan Blachowicz wins the UFC, or retains the UFC light heavyweight title. That is our show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the super chat donations. If you haven't already, hit subscribe here. Hop over to Fightful MMA on YouTube. Hit subscribe there. That would mean the world to us. You can follow me on Twitter at Shaq_food. That's Shaq with a K. Yes, I'm tired and my brain is foggy if you can't tell. Time for that shitty outro. So stay tuned for everything Fightful and so delightful. We'll catch you next week. Peace out, guys.